Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey everyone, good morning. Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And we're going to go over this week's news analysis, and we'll get into gold, NASDAQ, and US30. We'll get started in just a couple minutes.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, welcome to Stock Sniper Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. It is Monday morning, 6:55 a.m. Eastern, and it is March 23. Thank you everyone for joining. Hope everyone had a great, relaxing weekend. Hopefully you guys took some time to review your journals this weekend, went over your setups from the previous week, maybe back tested or looked at your profitable trade, went over your trades that possibly hit a stop loss, and so that we can improve this week. Okay, guys, SST, we do just there is a sell setup at below 4256 on gold. If you guys watch that area, it just dropped for about 110 pips and then just came back up, but there's a good rejection candle and possibly coming back down. So just right over here on the 5 minutes on gold, just below 56, like right around here, where this candle is pushing down again. So we can wait for this candle to close, and we can go into 7 a.m. and we can watch this. So I'm just showing you guys right here on the Discord, right over here. It came out at right over here at 6:05. There was a sell setup at 4256. So here's the chart. That's where it started to put, there's 4256, and it started to push down. Then it retraced back up. But right now what we're seeing is this candle was a big blue candle coming back up, breaking that high, getting rejected, and coming back down. But you see, again, we got to look for that black volume to push back down in here, because otherwise it's just coming down here and it's getting pushed right back up. So we can keep an eye on this until we get into 7 a.m. As we're moving into the new hour right now, and we'll keep an eye on this location, okay? I'll just stay with this right now for the next 2.5 minutes until we get a closure, and we can just continue to watch this. I'm going to go over this week's news. I'm going to go over earnings this week, just the weekly news, and then we'll get right into doing a top-down analysis on gold, okay? So you can see that it just came down there again and bounced back out of there. So we're still above the 56. Big moves. You can see it came up to 68. So these are big candles now. So when you start to look from like the previous candle, you're looking at about 200 plus pip candle on the 5 minutes. Like, guys, there is crazy volume on gold this year. Like that candle right there is almost 200 pip range. So they are big moves. So you got to understand to lower your risk on these things if you're opening up a stop loss, right? If you do get into the trade. And then when you see these massive candles, these are the like structural candles, these big massive ones. These ones have a range of 450 to 500 pips in a 5 minute candle. So you can see that gold is extremely volatile. Okay. So let's just watch this thing going into the close, and then I'll get you guys to monitor this while I'm doing my other stuff, and then we'll get right into it, okay? How was everyone's weekend? Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Lots of sports, lots of college basketball, March Madness, some upsets, some big teams winning, some great games. Two hottest NHL teams right now are Montreal and Buffalo. Montreal's going to win the Stanley Cup. I said it early in the year, early before the season started. I said that the Toronto Maple Leafs would tank, which they are, and Montreal's going to win the Stanley Cup. So we'll see if that continues. Okay, so we're moving away from this 56 level. You can see the volume is back up there, so it is still technically still bullish. We may get a double top up here, maybe one more extended high and push down, but this will be an area. We will monitor this session, okay, for continued sell opportunities on gold. Okay, so it's still above there. So I'm just gonna put a just an alert if it does come down here. I'll get alerted. If you guys just give me a heads up if it comes back below 56. Then I'll come and revisit this. But right now, it's still bullish moving above, okay? So let's just go through what we got to do. We got a busy day today. Forex Factory, let's just go through our week. Monday, very light day. You can see not much going on. News-wise, just continue. It's a continuation off of the weekend, right? If anything big happened over the weekend, that's how the markets could open up for Wall Street and COMEX. Tomorrow's more of a busier day in the market. You can see in Europe, we're getting a lot of the flash manufacturing and flash services coming out of France, Germany, Eurozone, UK, all high impact flash manufacturing. This will continue to come into North America. Then at 9:45 we have US. So 15 minutes right after Wall Street market opens tomorrow morning, we do have high impact news, flash manufacturing, flash services, continuing throughout the week. And then for the Tokyo session, Australia, New Zealand, you have your CPI and CPI high impact folders in Australia. So tomorrow is more of a high impact day. Midweek Wednesday, you can see we start off in Europe, lots of British news. When London market opens up, we start to move into North American markets. We do have low impact news, nothing big, high impact. One thing, a lot of traders are trading crude oil these days with everything going on. So Donald Trump gave a 48-hour notice on Saturday night to open up the Strait of Hormuz. If not, then there's going to be implications, severe implications. So that could affect the supply and demand of crude oil. And we have our crude oil inventories, our weekly inventories coming out Wednesday morning at 10:30. A lot of oil traders, keep an eye on that. Moving into Thursday, we have our weekly unemployment claims that come out every single Thursday morning at 8:30. We'll keep an eye on those. And then we've got some FOMC speakers throughout Thursday. And then finally, we move into Friday, end of the week, and not much going on. Just the revised University of Michigan Consumer Report and the inflation expectations. Okay, so it's a rather light week with news, except for tomorrow with all of the flash manufacturing that we have throughout the entire world, okay? And then moving into earnings real quick. This is pre-market today. Again, I just glance over this, no big names. In the morning, after hours, again, no big names that are going to really affect S&P, NASDAQ, Dow. We move into Tuesday morning, again, vertical, aerospace, Achieve Life Sciences. I don't think these are going to have a heavy impact on moving our big indices. So I just continue to go through these until I start to see those names that I recognize. Here's Braze, AAR Corp. So maybe some of you guys are individually trading these corporations. Maybe some of you guys have no idea what these are. Some like this, I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of this. So I don't really pay too much attention to it. Okay, so I keep moving on. Then I look Wednesday morning, we've got Chewy, we got like again, no big names, okay? So let's just Beyond Meat. If you guys traded this in COVID, this thing is down like 95% from the highs. Beyond Meat, this fake meat company, it did well when it first came out, and then after that, nobody really got into this thing. So all those early investors, hopefully you pipped and dipped and made some money. If not, you're holding a severe bag. I eat real meat. I eat steak. I eat chicken. Sorry, guys, I don't eat that fake stuff. And over here, Thursday before the open, not much going on. Like the names I'm looking for are Home Depot, Costco, Walmart, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, like those big names that can move markets. Okay, those big earnings. Again, we move into Thursday after hours. Blink charging, if you guys are now into EVs, electric vehicles and things like that, Tesla, Blink, Lucid, these kind of companies over here. Not much going on. Then we move into the end of the week. Friday before the open, you got Carnival Corporation. These guys, these are cruise lines. Okay, so right now it's kind of March break. Think about that going in. Maybe they got some sales. Who knows if you're trading these? And that's it for earnings. So not much going on earnings this week. That's all you need. A quick little glance. You don't need to spend half your day going over earnings. Okay. Now, moving into just the news over here. So money markets raise Bank of Canada over here, 2026 rate hike bets by 75 basis points. That's huge, okay? Why? Odds of an April move climb as oil prices surge amid the Iran conflict, okay? So this could be throughout the world. This could also be in the US, Canada, UK, that we could see possible banks hiking up rates. Right now they've been pausing to see what's going on. And now with the oil crisis and everything, they could be increasing these interest rates. So you and I, if we're borrowing money, will cost us more. If we have mortgages, if we have line of credits, if we have credit cards, it's going to cost us more. We're going to be paying more on interest. So this is what they do to tame a market so that there's not so much borrowing and more inflation and things like that. So we'll keep an eye on this day to day. What else is going on in the news? A lot of this is Canadian news. Gold set for worst week in 4 decades as war curbs rate cut bets. So a lot of this might have to do with this. Okay, check gold. Yeah, it's okay. So we're checking it. Again, it's not below 56. It's a big bullish candle. Okay, so it's going up. So we're not selling, right? We got to watch. This is a big structural candle. I can see as soon as it closes above, right? It's closing above structure. This is a great candle to cut in half and figure your point of control. And maybe you could buy a pullback off of that and continue going. Okay, so this opened up with the 7 a.m. new hourly candle. Okay, so it's nowhere near this 56. No volume close below. It's continuing to go bullish. It's got 3 more minutes to go. Keep an eye on the close, size of the candle, cut in half, POC, and continue doing your trading. That's a 1,000 pip candle, guys. It's not unusual, okay? That's why I'm telling you every single day. You guys got to understand risk management. Okay, so I will get to this charting in just a moment. Let me just continue with this stuff, okay? Sorry, where was I at? Okay, the news. Okay, so we're watching that Discord. If you can see on Friday, we had the gold dump, the big dump on gold. Also the indices that sold off on Friday. Right now we're watching for those sells below 56. You see that big massive candle is moving away from that. Okay, so I have an alert just in case it's a static level. If it comes down later at some point, we'll keep an eye on it. Guys, there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. It's this right over here. Here's your free link to join us on our YouTube sessions. We did a blog on the weekend, the growth mindset fix versus a growth mindset. Please, hopefully you guys are learning to be a growth mindset and get away from this fixed mindset. Thanks to everyone on Friday last week. We had a great session and our before and afters of our trade signals, setups, and thank you to everyone for the 94K. This free Telegram is pinned at the top. And here's our website, guys. There is a promo code SST Pay It Forward on our 3-month yearly lifetime memberships. You get an additional 50% off if you want to join the team. It's right over there. Use that link. Guys, education. I posted over here the psychology and mindset on Friday. These are the ones. And right over here, setting realistic expectations. Please, guys, if you can have a watch of this, it may help you out. If you're wondering what's going on with gold right now, there is financial news right over here where it says U.S. rare earth and magnetic technologies partner to expand U.S.-made rare earth magnet supply for critical industries. Breaking Trump on Iran. U.S. and Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East. So this came out at 7:03, and that big bullish candle came out at 7:03. It's still printing, right? So this candle is due to Donald Trump. Whenever he opens his mouth and speaks about the financial markets or anything that's going on, the markets do react. Can we time when he speaks? No. So that's why you have to use proper risk management in these markets, okay? Maybe this is just a big bullish candle and it will come back down and retrace after, the market takes what he said here and it cools back down. That's why it's important to cut these candles in half and find the point of control. If it comes back down to, retest that location, okay? So it's closing now. So obviously it looks like it's closing above here, and it might also even close above this structure. So this is a very bullish candle. So first thing you can do is, I'm going to do a full top down, but I'm just showing you what to do with this bar, is open close. There's the 50%. If it ever retraces back in here, you could look to potentially look for buys back in that point of control of that big bullish bar. If it does not close above here, like if it comes back down and closes below, then we can look to maybe possibly short it back down to 56 and see if we drop down further. This could be a support to bring it right back up, okay? And then finally, guys, thanks to everyone. Please hit the like button on our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, and continue to be with us this week. If you look at our schedule, we've updated it. So we got our session this morning from 7 to 10. We'll do gold going into COMEX and a little bit of NASDAQ and US30 going into Wall Street. We have 2 sessions today, a bonus session, another live Tokyo session later tonight. We're starting it at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll go till about 8:30. 9, we'll go through the Tokyo and the futures market. And then Dave is live New York Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the private group with the snipers. And then I will be following up with him this week. Post New York, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we'll have another live New York session on Friday morning, 7 to 10. And another mindset psychology webinar will be uploaded for you guys on Friday, okay? And it will be creating and sticking to a trading plan. A lot of you guys have a trading plan, but you're not sticking to it. Okay, so none of you guys are concerned about this. You guys are just worried about the charts. Let's get to the charts, okay? So I'm gonna do a top-down analysis. I understand the markets are flying. Rav, look at it. NASDAQ, holy shit. Okay, this is Donald J. Trump, okay? His remarks. But if you're not in, guys, just listen to what I'm saying, okay? All you guys see is a big bullish candle and you guys are getting excited. Just learn to control your emotions. If you're not in a buy or if you're not in a sell right now, Donald Trump is speaking. One thing you can be doing is going like this, from the top to the bottom of that big blue candle, figuring out your midpoint and figuring out the point of control. That's one thing you can be doing as a trader, right? That's one thing. You can do it on NASDAQ and you can do it on US30. That's one thing. If you're not in a trade, you should at least be doing that, okay? If you're in a buy, congratulations. If you are selling, that candle is massively against you. If you're not in the market, that's what you should be doing, okay? So guys, that's just one candle. It's a news right here. Trump is still talking. So you can see the market is reacting to this. This is unusual activity. This is not stable volume. Okay, so it may come back down to retrace. It might just come up and go down, or this is going to be the base of how we're moving today. Okay, so just continue following it. Please figure out the point of control. Now, just continue to read the remarks to see what is causing this. Okay, this is how you got to interpret and analyze the markets, guys. Not just get excited when you see a big candle and just worry about that. See what's causing this. Okay, let's read together. Now we got, I have instructed, this is Trump. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period. 5-day period. That's this week, Monday to Friday, okay? So subject to the success of ongoing meetings. So Trump is talks with Iran to continue. Trump postponed strikes against Iran's power plants, instructed to postpone all strikes against Iran. And okay. And then here we also have ECB, Eurozone, and the Bank of England rate bets see less than 3 hikes in 2026. Okay, so I got to continue doing this, guys. I can't just trade off of just one 5-minute candle. I'm going to do what I do, my top-down analysis. You guys do what you got to do, okay? But I have to do this, okay? So gold has been selling off, okay? We got a big wick right now, but we're still following 4 bearish volume days, okay? So this could be just one of those pullbacks. Donald Trump is talking, and it could continue to go down. However, we could flip today's candle into bullish and start to move our way back up now, okay? So first thing is all-time high. Where is it? It's right there, okay? I'm marking it. I'm doing my analysis. I know for some of you guys don't do a top-down analysis, and you guys are just worried about that big bullish candle that you guys see on your charts right now. That's fine. That's good. You guys continue to trade with that. I'm going to just continue to do this for us. I'll catch up to you guys. Believe me, I'll get there where you guys are at. Okay, so that's the all-time high supply. We've already came into it, pushed back down. Now, since we pushed down, that was that most recent low off of that all-time high. You can see right now today, they broke it. Okay, they broke it substantially. It looks like they hit a lot of pending orders and it's coming back up. But this candle is going to close in 10 hours, okay? So I don't know where this volume, it might come all the way back down bearish, all the way down here, or it might flip bullish, okay? Right now, I can see it took it out. It created a new lower low. And what is the lowest point of today's body? I can highlight it with a purple line. I can see it's 4,108, and I can see relative to the past of where it's trading, okay? So it's still higher low than over here, and this double bottom right over here in October. So it is still holding monthly support. It's coming right back up, filled a lot of orders, and we're coming back down. So just some pivots right over here. When it bounced off this yellow line, it pivoted right there. Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to be an asshole about the charts, but you got to understand, I don't just trade just one candle. I do my analysis and then I trade off of that. So as soon as we started the call, that's when we had that crazy volume and candle and Donald Trump started speaking. So that's fine if you want to trade off of it. Like I said, just cut it in half, patiently wait. Maybe we'll retrace back in there. There's a lot of orders that could be waiting. But right now, we got to know, if we flip today and we fill our wick, maybe we might be trading back up to here. Okay, we have to know these things. We're not going to guess and just trade this week. Okay, there's another pivot. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's just continue looking maybe at Friday's volume. It was a bearish candle, closed. Let me just cut this thing in half. Okay, I can guess where a halfway point is right there, or I can literally identify it with the Fibonacci exactly. Okay, so right there is the halfway. What if we flip today, our candle, turn bullish, climb up our wick, and maybe we just engage in here, and then it gets rejected back down. Okay, so we got to know what's going on. Okay, so we came down, and that's where we closed on Friday. There's our opening price today. Okay, so that's very important. Look at the number, 4,500 on the dot. Okay, and it was initially bullish. We created our high so far. There it is. Okay, our high of the day, 4536, got rejected, lower high, came back to the opening price. Sellers did their job, come back down on Friday's wick, take it out, okay, and come all the way down bearish. Look how bearish they were. They came all the way right down there, and now it's coming all the way back up, basically with Trump's remarks right now at 7 a.m. We do have a little bit of bearish volume, okay? We can cut the existing volume we have in half and see, maybe we'll come right up to there. 4450, okay, that nice psychological level. Maybe the sellers will continue to hold it down there. Maybe the buyers will eventually flip it there. If they flip it there, we have a high probability we might be coming back, revisiting the opening price, and maybe filling our wick above us, okay? So now the selling volume could continue to come down. Will it fill this entire wick? I don't know. What if it comes down right down to these bodies and finds support at 4320, like right there? I have to highlight it, okay? Next location would be right there. There's a pivot right there, 4235. What happens if it continues to come down black, can't hold there, come down black, and then holds there, finds the volume and comes back up? Then I know this wick is still being protected, okay? So we've got a couple points of interest on the daily. Now what I'm going to do is I look at the overall, the pattern, what's going on. So we have this big top right up there. Here looks like the neckline. It came back up. You can see it's a lower high double top M, and now we're coming down. We got closing volume, and this is the liquidation candle, what we're seeing right now, and it could come back up. So what happens if we come back up and we close blue above here today? Maybe this week we settle here, and then gold is back being bullish above here. However, it could just continue to come back down, but it's got a large wick to fill. Just like if this was a 5-minute move, it comes down, comes up, then maybe we got to wait for it to come back down before it flips. Okay, so it is still bearish, but showing large rejection. We can go into the hourly. Okay, so you can see all last week, Wednesday, bearish day, pushing down, coming back up. You can see going into Thursday, continue with those lows, come back up. Friday, lower highs, couple tops up there, and continue to come all the way down. Sunday night, big drop, big 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So I can see London is what hit the lowest point of the day on gold. Here's London, 3 a.m., came down, closed right there, coming back up. Okay, closed above, retested 50% in here, and this big 7 a.m. candle is the one breaking out right now. Okay, where do I see a lot of hourly volume consolidated? Right in this range right here. So let's make it neutral. Right? Let's extend it into the future. So you can see we've got our hourly body that just impulsively broke out, created a high over this hourly body, getting rejected. Maybe we'll close inside here. It looks like maybe an inverted head and shoulder could continue to drive up bullish, or it could settle down in here and retrace back down. Okay. So see how I highlighted this? That's mostly where the hourly volume was barcoding, black, blue, black, blue, black on the way down. And now we're coming right back into it. So now that I highlighted it, stretch it into the future. Okay. Do we have a, where did the solid hourly base of support start? Right here. So this is where I have an hourly line, white. Okay. And then you see this zone here. That's right above the wick of this lowest point of the day. For you guys that are concentrating and learning this, I salute you. For you guys that are just worried about the bullish candle, and you guys are going to ask me 100 times, Ron, how do you do a top-down analysis? How do you identify the zones? Well, I'm trying to do it for you, but for those that are paying attention, we'll learn. Those that are not paying attention, you'll see in about 20 minutes, they're going to ask me, Ron, how did you figure out those zones? Okay, so now that I figure out that hourly zone, it could be a double bottom down here, protected by the lowest point of the day. We're figuring our neckline out right now with all of this volatility. And now I move down to lower time frames. Okay, so these are our 5-minute candles. There was the big drop earlier, came back up slowly right here. We came back down. You can see how we're holding higher low support in that hourly zone now. It's above the double bottom of the day. And right now we just had Donald Trump in his remarks, that huge bullish candle coming right out. Okay, so what did I say earlier? With that 5-minute candle, that's a structural candle. Did we figure out half of it? Did we figure out the point of control of it? Okay, how do we do it? 0.5, it's right there. The point of control, okay, if you waited patiently, it's coming right back down to you now. You didn't have to buy the highest point up there. Now here you're getting your retracement. Here it's coming right back in now, okay? So you see how it broke out? Did this, guys, you got to listen to what I say, because some of you guys don't pay attention. Look how this candle opened. Did it fill its wick and do its job? No. Came right back down, bearish engulfing, engulfed that. Now it's coming right back into that proper zone. So for these traders that were waiting in here, here's your opportunity to potentially buy a pullback, and you're getting a significant pullback because this is now a 1,000 pip pullback. Okay, so you can see literally how much two candles now. Okay, let's just do the math together. Two of these big blue candles are about, holy shit, it's almost 2,000 pips, 1,800 pips in two candles. Okay, so this is where, guys, you got to understand your risk, right? You could scalp for, if the candle just turns blue, it could be 200, 300 pips on like just a counter move. Okay, so now what I do is, let's add some indicators. Look at where the 9 EMA is, right in that green zone. 200 EMA is right here. Okay, and we can add our daily bar indicator. We've been using our 15-minute bar lately. So we're showing right now bearish, basically coming down. Did anyone pay attention to that top-down analysis, or were you guys just, I know it's hard to concentrate when the volume's like this. I understand, guys. I'm a scalper, believe me. Those are daily goals right there I'm staring at. Those are weekly goals. But you gotta understand that sometimes you have to conduct a top-down analysis and don't just trade like an amateur and just trade off of one candle and get excited, right? You got to learn how to control your emotions. Okay, I'm excited too when I see that big blue candle. But if you just kind of bought the high up here, you are in massive drawdown. You could have gave up your entire last week's profits if you don't know what you're doing, okay? So now I'm waiting for it to retrace in here. Do I just want to just buy like as just thinking it's just going to come in here and bounce out? Sometimes it does, but maybe I got to see it consolidate here. Maybe I got to see something flip. Maybe it might come back down bearish and close below here. Maybe Donald Trump's remarks, just he talked, the market digested it, and we're right back down in here. That happens, okay? So right now let's just follow this. It wicked out of the green zone, the point of control of this big blue candle, and came right there and closed right there. Now it's continuing with a bullish ignited candle. So it's following this wick and ignited and coming back up. If you're in a buy, fantastic. Like you could be at a break even right now. You could be scaling out. Like that wick to this body right now, that's 300 pips. Like I'm telling you, these are massive moves right now. But let's see how maybe will it engulf this? How will it react at our yellow line? This is a daily point of interest. We might get some consolidation inside here. Because it could just come back up and go back down. It could build right here. It looks like maybe we might get some consolidation, like right here now. Maybe we got to see blue volume create a new high, maybe close above here. If you want to buy, yeah, you got a quick 700 pips on sells from what I understand, guys. I just said in 10 minutes, it moved 2,000 pips. So even on the 1 minutes are insane candles. They are insane. I understand, guys. But if you're on the wrong end, like think about it, okay? Your stop loss too, like just bar by bar. Like if you were to buy above this yellow line and you're just placing your stop loss just below these bodies, you got about a 300 pip stop loss. If you're below that wick, you got about a 500 pip stop loss. So you better understand how to decide what sizing you're using if you're giving it that much room to breathe. And it's not anything unusual. You're just below the previous wick of the next bar. But there's so much volume, okay? So there is, guys, I know I didn't take the trade. Someone's going to say, well, Ron, you didn't take the trade. But see how you can wait. When you see something crazy in the markets, you can cut it in half and find the point of control. And naturally, it came right back in there, picked up those pending orders. And if you took that buy out of there or this blue candle, you are in the money. You are positive right now. You're not in drawdown. You're in the money. Will it continue to go all the way up? Okay, that's, I don't know. Okay, so like right there, we have a 5-minute top right at that daily point of interest. Okay, so now we're getting to the daily point of interest, okay? So that's where there's a wick there and a wick there. This candle is going to close in 2 minutes and we're going into 7:30. Okay, so you see now we've kind of found our neckline. It's consolidating now. 7:30 will come in the market and that's going to be a higher time frame candle and we're going to get some momentum and volatility at that time. It's not easy to trade when Donald Trump is speaking, okay? It's like basically like an FOMC session or an NFP where you have these massive moves, okay? So the volatility is extreme right now, okay? But you see that? We got now equal highs up here. So it came up bullish, bullish, bullish. You had an opportunity to take some profit, but I know everyone wants a bigger move, but we have to respect higher timeframes. That's why I say yellow line. That's why I did that, took 5 minutes out of my time to do that top-down analysis, because now we can see. We're not guessing now. Go back and see, why is this yellow line here? I tried to explain it, but some of you guys do not pay attention. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. A top down is very important. Can dictate the way how you take profit, can dictate the way how you take trades, can dictate everything. This is what can make you successful, top down analysis. Not just jumping in on an exciting candle. Okay, you're going to see these throughout your trading career. These happen all the time. Okay, you got to learn how to control your emotions and stick to your routine of what you do. Okay, so now it's still holding in here. Okay, so this is what's called consolidation, sideways. Yes, thank you. Check your spreads too. Crazy spreads. That's another thing that traders don't do, is check spreads. Oh, and someone, Rav messaged me over the weekend asking about that Fusion account that I was talking about. It used to be called Raw and Classic back in the day, and now it's called Zero and Classic. So the account that I have with Fusion is Zero. The Classic is more of a blended. It blends the commissions and spreads, so your spreads are a little higher, but I have what is called the Zero account. So that is the one with the lowest spreads possible, and you just pay commissions on certain securities like Forex and metals. Indices are free of okay, so it came back up, bullish engulfing. See when it came all the way down, so it filled back up with that blue volume. So now, if we do get a bullish breakout, it is an impulse. It could fill these wicks and impulsively break out of here. So if it does, impulsively, it wants to target this high, 4420, okay? And maybe get back up to 50% of this candle. But right now, you see how it opened and it could come back down. So we're still in this zone, but now it's building. So do we want to trade on an impulse? Again, there could be big impulse moves that go blue, 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 and just kind of measure it. If it starts breaking out right there, you're up about 40 pips, 50 pips. If it gets all the way up there, you have 160 pips. And it could just come right in here again and get rejected back down, okay? So this is where it's getting ready to possibly impulsively break out of here, okay? So you have to ask yourself, are you taking an impulse trade, or are you going to wait for this entire 5-minute candle to close, regardless if it's right now? See, that's an impulse breakout right now. Okay, but sometimes impulse breakouts can impulsively break out, get a wick, and come back in. Okay, so you have to determine and make this what you're going to do prior to this candle doing all this. Okay, had you got the impulse, okay, you are in the money. I can guarantee you that's at least 50 pips. 50 pips right there. Okay, it could go all the way up to test that wick right up there, where it all started, okay? And that would be 160. On an impulse, what I would do if I was in that, I would definitely be going to like a break even if it was moving up to this red line. But again, I see it got rejected back down, okay? So I'm not trading this. I'm not going on an impulse. I'm waiting 3 minutes to see where this thing can close, okay? Because I know it could get rejected and come back down in here, and then it's a fake out. If it closes above, then I can trade off of this. I see it's the first candle breaking out and closing with some volume above here. It could come back to retest this. I could potentially buy the retest, or it trades back down into this zone. This could be where there's a double top, right? We're at this neckline. Okay, right now I have half a pip to 1 pip spread. So that's the fluctuation. Right now, that's not bad with this type of volatility. I did my analysis too quickly today. Probably, yeah, because there's a lot going on in the market. So sometimes you got to know exactly what you're looking for and conduct your top down quickly. You don't need to take 2 hours to do a top down analysis. Should be done. Once you understand what you're doing, 5 minutes tops. Like when I do a top down, I'm not telling myself I should be placing it here, I should be doing a box here, this, that. It's just automatic. I know exactly what I'm looking for and how to do it. Soon you guys will get like that with practice. If you don't want to do a top down analysis, I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying you have a higher probability of being more correct with taking your entries at specific higher time frame zones or points of interest. That's it. You don't have to do. I know a lot of traders that don't do a top down. They get into the charts like this. They just start trading based off of this. That's fine if you do that. Do what works for you, okay? Some traders don't wait for volume to close. They just trade. That's fine. If that's what you're going to do it, but just back test your performance. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so far, starting at 7:30, we can look at the 30-minute candles. So we had that big 7 a.m. It was our first 5 minutes of Donald Trump basically talking, but it closed strong. Okay, so this is the new 30-minute candle opening. Again, this 30-minute candle has a job to do to climb up all the way up that big wick. Okay, so it's filled that 160 pips. You know what I measured right there? Right up to there. So it's filled that wick and created more. That's a 200 pip candle right now. Impulsively breaking out. Okay, I want to make that clear to everybody. That's impulsively breaking out because prior to that, no blue volume closed above. That's why I said if you're taking an impulse, you got to understand what the impulse job's to do is. It's to fill that previous wick and create a new high, which it just did. So you could have pipped and dipped. You could have your stop loss at break even. You could be scaling out. You could do something. That's a massive candle. Now we're closing. Here's the close. Okay, so it just closed right above that red line. So if it was to come back down, you know, maybe to 50% of that volume, or to basically retest the entire location. However, it could be a shallow pullback where it comes down, picks up a higher low wick, and come back up blue and fill this wick and continue driving. Okay, so you see now it's black ignited, coming all the way back down. Okay, so if I'm waiting for a pullback, gotta, you know, naturally wait somewhere in here or at the red line. The retest would be right here. This would be the retest of this yellow line. That's the first blue candle that broke out with volume. So if I'm waiting patiently for a retest down here, it's not there yet. See how it's flipping and could potentially continue to drive now? Okay, it's blue. Okay, it's already done a lower high retest, filling that wick, and could potentially continue to drive and maybe get up to the next yellow line and get up to the double top up there. Okay, but see how it came up blue, did not advance above that wick. So it's having a little bit of resistance here that it cannot break currently right now. Now it is pushing. Okay, so it's still like this little doji spin top candle, still now just consolidating sideways. Could be a continuation to continue to go up. However, it could pull back down. Okay, so you got to make that determination when you want to buy this candle. If you're good with it, okay, I'm good with it. I'm going to buy it. Okay, and I'm going to place my stop loss now. I could place my stop loss right below that red line, right? If it comes all the way back down, I'm looking for that retest. However, I'm going to give it that bigger room to breathe below the yellow line, and I want to see if I can get it back up to, trade back up to that yellow line. Okay, so measuring the move, right? That right there is 60 pips, 70 pips. Normally I pip and dip right out of that thing, but okay, so if it comes all the way up there, that's 250 to 300 pips. Okay, but let's see now if we can continue. We are making higher lows, a new higher high. The volume came through there for 50, 60 pips, but it's too fast for scalping for some of you guys. I understand. So now I got to continue to watch this. Now it got rejected. Now it could be pulling back down into here. Okay, so this could be the retest of 50% of that volume at this red line to see if it can continue to build here. And then if it gets rejected here, I know that then it's a lower high from here. They're lowering the offers down. Okay, so this is the official retest of 50% of that previous blue candle. Let's see if we get some good support at 50%. If it cannot hold, that volume will come back down to retest the actual retest location right here. Okay, so this is the retest of the yellow line. Okay. Now this is what I want to see. Is there going to be a wick produced here at 4,400? My stop loss is just below here. Okay, I got stopped out. That's it. Okay, so that was a short-lived trade. Bought that continuation and did not, see, was not strong. The bigger area is inside this box. So I made a mistake. Too fast. Way too fast on that entry. The volume is large. bypassed that 50%, bypassed this area right now, trading right back into here. This looks like where the majority of the pending orders are waiting in here. Okay, so now it's coming in here. Did I want to continue to hold? I could have. I don't wish to, because this could be a bearish engulfing candle and continue to come down and then retest this bigger location here. So now we're starting to see where the market is starting to stabilize here. I didn't pip and dip out of that. I told you guys. I was holding for a bigger move. Got some stopped out now. Okay, so now I got to regroup. That's an L. I took an L. Stop is too tight. I understand. Maybe my stop is too tight for some of you guys, but I understand some of you guys are over leveraged traders, and I don't want to place my stop loss down here. Just let's go with what happened. I got stopped out. Let's just continue watching what happened here. Okay, maybe my stop was too tight, but we'll see what happens. Okay, now it came down here, picked up those bigger orders, broke through there, coming right back up. Now let's see where this volume will close. If it continues to close above this green zone, it could build up there, a nice bullish flag to continue to drive up to this top. However, if it comes back down, close below, the next candle could be a black candle coming right through here, coming back down. Okay, so it closed right inside, right at that yellow line. Okay, so now you're going to see a little bit of blue, black, could be black coming back down, blue going back up, building here. But this zone is more the important one. This is where you got your EMAs, 9, 200 right over here. But our daily, our 15-minute candle is flipping right now. So that volume is right back inside here. I will get to NASDAQ and US30, but even if you cut NASDAQ and US30 in half, it has not retraced back down into here yet, okay? So it's building like a double top, could come down right into there, go back up, or could just retrace all the way back down as if Donald Trump didn't even speak, but it's still holding that bullish volume. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have tight stop loss with volume like this, you got a high probability you're going to get stopped out. That's why you have to increase your stop loss more. But when I say if you're using a 200, 300 pip stop loss, people will probably panic on this call. But I'm showing you just this blue candle alone. That blue candle is a 320 pip candle. So yes, I got stopped out because I am using a tight stop loss. But you got to understand, if you want to trade this volume and you want to give it more room to breathe, 500, 600 pips is what you got to be at. But I don't trade like that, okay? But if I wanted to, I could. I would just have to decrease my size to make up for that. That's it. But when you say that to someone, that they need to put that type of stop loss when we're trading on 5 minutes, they will think we're insane, because 500 pips is like a swing trading. But even if you look at the 4-hour candles, okay, just pick any one and just look at it. This black one, from when it opened and when it closed, that's a 2,000 pip 4-hour candle. Like I'm telling you guys, gold is insane right now. It's insane. So you really have to understand, if you want to scalp this, you can't. If you get stubborn and you continue to hold it, you might be down 1,000, 15, 2,000 pips. So obviously, I have bigger goals now. I'm not just trading for 100 pips a day when you're getting these type of candles, but let's see what happens now. So it came back deep down into this zone. Could be coming back up. Could be closing blue above here. Could be building its way back up, okay? Maybe it had to come back down into here, but this could close black and continue to push down. Okay, and we're getting like a double bottom within this move. Just came down, the one bounce. Okay, that was kind of like that fake out that I just took up there, and then it came back down. You can consider that to be like a second time it came down there. So we're looking for, again, blue volume. This could be an impulse candle breaking out too, or it could just come up here, close above, maybe come back down, hopefully retest this again, and then we can move up to there. So the volume, again, is back above that daily point of interest, yellow line. It's a pin bar candle building. right in that zone again. Notice how I haven't changed the zone to red because I did not get any black volume closing below here yet. Okay. So I'm still bullish. I just happened to get stopped out on that candle. Okay. If you put stop below these bodies, you're still live. Okay. But that was, I didn't do that. So I can't say I did that, right? Okay. So 60 more seconds going to the close. It's coming back up. Now, do you want to take this candle right now, hit the buy, or do you want to wait 50 seconds until it officially closes? Okay. Now we're barcoding back above here. Blue, black, blue, volume wise. Yeah, those wicks came down. So we're still above 4,400, that psychological level, still technically holding. Iran embassy in Kabul, Trump backs down from attacking energy infrastructures after Iran's firm warning. Okay, so this is coming out right now, 7:39, 5 minutes ago. Okay, it's not easy to trade when there's these type of war remarks coming out. Okay, so you see it closed above. We're opening. This is a new 15-minute candle. It opened bearish ignited, coming back down. So it could technically hold and build, or it might want to come back down in here. Okay, so right now it is technically holding this location. It's holding. You can see it's still this little doji candle. Okay, sometimes when they hold like this, you know, then they make their move. Okay, so this is the first 30 seconds still holding. Okay, so now it's coming back down. Blue, black, blue. Will it come back down black deep down in here, or is it just holding this location and then turn up blue and continue to move up? These candles are always difficult to trade, these little doji candles, because sometimes they just hang around here and you take your move and then they move against you. Okay, but it's still holding in here. Okay, still has not created that high above that wick, still just pending in here, still gathering. Now it's ready to push up. Okay, so we had the push up move, now got rejected back down. So will it kind of refill itself back up, or will it get rejected? Okay, it created that little high, now got rejected. So those are those candles that I was saying. If you take those, you got to be careful with them. Now it's black, blue, black. So it's back down to the yellow line, picked up those orders now. Now it could be coming back up and turning back up blue and continue to drive back up, but still holding that black volume. Okay, so it could potentially push down lower. Okay, still hold. Second time it retested that yellow line, holding again there. Okay, so let's just factor in how many times it hits that and holds and grabs those pending orders. Because if it continues to hold, grab those pending orders, it could flip blue and then continue to fill. So it's black, coming back down a third time. Now it broke, so it could come down. It's coming down deeper in the green box and again back up. So we're literally just barcoding, consolidating right in here. But it's still selling pressure, continuing to push it down now. If this black candle closes below the green zone, this green zone will turn red, and then sellers could potentially push it all the way back down to here, or potentially it's better to buy in this green zone if it gets down there. If we can wait patiently for it to come back in there, if it comes all the way like deep down into here, that would be, has not been activated. Remember, that was the first point when it came in there and came up. And if it comes all the way back down in there, that could be another opportunity we could look to buy. However, if it holds in here, like with higher lows, it could build. But right now, it's coming back down bearish. So this black volume, its job to do is to fill that wick and continue to drop down, maybe to this red line where these bodies are. If the buyers can come in, like right now, higher low, and push this thing back up, they're still protecting it from breaking down currently. This is big volume, guys, okay? This is big volume, okay? Just this candle alone so far is 330 pips right now, okay? So these are not Mickey Mouse candles. These are big volume-based candles. My God. It's like we have to continue. We got to change the entire way how we trade right now. Not just today, but this entire year with all this volatility that's going on. It's not just with gold. If you're trading NASDAQ, if you're trading US30, you have to continue. You got to change your entire risk management plan, your entire rules. Even if you're using a 100 pip stop loss, you can see how quickly 100 pips can be bypassed, no problem. Okay. So if you're trading structure, you have to measure structure and you have to accommodate that. Okay. So if I'm just like going in a buy and my stop loss is just below the previous candle and it so happens to be 300 pips, I have to now figure out what lot size or how many contracts I'm to factor in that 300 pips. Because normally back in the day, I was trading with a 30 pip stop loss, not 300 pip stop loss, but the volume was much different years ago. Okay, so coming from Iran's Fars news agency, citing source, there are no direct communications with US nor through intermediaries. It's not easy to trade this shit. Believe me, guys, it's not. Okay. One mistake of over leverage. Like, I don't mind taking a loss. My losses are controlled. That loss I took was 0.25%. Okay. I can still take 3-4 more trades today and to regain that regain that loss. Okay. But that loss did not just blow up my account and that's it. Right. Okay. So we close below that green zone now. So sellers are still in control. Okay, so can it come back up? We're still in this consolidated zone, or is it going to break through here? Okay, so if it comes back up and retests this, we could be looking for continuation sells. However, if you're looking for buys, you just got to factor in that little bull flag double bottom here, where it came down, false breakout right there, coming back down. Okay, so could come down, pick up again, and do come back up. But when it retests this, if it cannot break out, then it gets dropped and then coming down into here. Then we got to respect this red line. Okay, because that was the most recent pullback right there and has not tested. That's exactly 50% of that big, huge bullish candle. If it breaks through there, then that daily point of interest yellow line, 4320, could be the protection. Okay, if some of you guys are in sells, if you guys are selling it down. Okay, so as it came down, higher low, still in the zone, could flip this candle back up blue. If it builds its way back up and breaks through here and gets more blue volume again above here, we flip that red zone green, building, and then it could be actually that double bottom bull flag to continue to drive back up. But right now, it's still in this zone. Sunny, today is no trade day. There's too much news. I understand. Yeah, Mondays can be like this following a weekend of war news, and now you got Donald Trump and Iran making remarks live right now. It's not easy. And in about 30 minutes, the COMEX commodities exchange is going to open up, and that's going to bring in more volatility. Imagine we had high impact red folder news today as well, but we don't have anything. Guys, this is our SST scanner right over here. So I see gold, okay? On the 5 minutes, we're trading at RSI close to 60. On the 15 minutes, it's 57. 30 minutes is 53. 1 hour is 45. I see that we're oversold on the 4 hour and the daily, which is down to 27 RSI, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see if maybe the daily candle flips today. Donald Trump is a red folder himself. Yes, he's even more volatile than a red folder. Like right there, he just opened his mouth. And look at it. And the thing is, we don't have a warning of when he talks. He just talks all throughout the day. So it's not easy to trade in situations like this, but that's why you have to understand proper risk management, okay? If you're a new trader and you're trading with high leverage and you're on the wrong end of one candlestick, even a 1 minute candlestick, if you're on the wrong end of one candlestick, you could do damage to your account. Just look at see what's going on, okay? So you see we came down. This could be that double bottom, what I was just talking about. Now we're coming back up. We have 90 seconds to go back into the close, and we're hovering right at this daily point of interest. Okay, so now it's coming right back up. Good second bottom, still holding. So you see the lows never broke. They're still holding in there. Now we have another bullish candle coming right back up. This could be just a big impulse candle breaking out of here, or we could get closure just right around here. Okay, I go through my motions. Okay, if it closes blue above the red zone, I go red to green. Again, I wait to see, is it an ignited open? We got a couple short wicks that, yes, it could definitely fill. Will it come back down and retest? It possibly could, because we're going up blue, black, blue, black, blue. Next candle again could be black. We watch higher lows where it will be built. Again, if I take a buy, I got to manage my risk because my stop loss will potentially be below these wicks. If I sell, if I go in a sell, my stop loss might be below this body or this wick. So I have to manage to take into effect. And I just know by looking at these candles that these candles are bigger than 200 pips. Like just this candle we're on right now is almost 400. Okay. So good luck trying to trade with 20, 30, 50 pips stop loss, unless you nail the trade and it goes directly right into profit, and that's what you're looking for. Like when I took that blue trade, it went directly right into profit of 60 pips, but I did not pip and dip. I did not. I was waiting for a bigger move, right? And then I got stopped out. Now you see it came in. Did it close above there? No. Now it came back down. Now it's black, bearish, ignited. Okay, so this could be one of those 3-bar plays that pushed down in here. And that 15-minute candle could come down, but we're going into 8 a.m., right? And an 8 a.m. could switch everything up, okay? So this is now continuing to be bearish. Lower highs, volume closing in here, bearish ignited candle, continue to push down. I want to take this sell so bad, but I think I'm going to wait till 8 a.m. I really want to take this sell, but that's that trade I look for, where impulsively breaks out, closes inside, bearish ignited, and if this has enough volume to fill those wicks and continue to drop down into this box. But I'm going to be extremely patient because the first trade I just took, I got stopped out. So I don't want to get that aggressive right now because I know the market, the way I was trading, it could go down black. Maybe I don't take out my pips filling those wicks because I'm looking for it to come down here and then picks up another wick and comes back up. So I'm going to be cautious and wait till 8 a.m. because we have a new hourly candle that could switch up all in momentum, okay? Whether you're a sell side or buy side. So, and then when I just look at, if I'm pausing, the volume is still inside this consolidated box. So I might as well just wait it out in here. But you notice how I did not close above, like blue above here to change that red zone to green. It's still red. Okay. Iran's Tasnim News calls Trump's comment psychological warfare. Okay, so that was that candle. I said I like to sell that, but just prior to 8 a.m. I stayed out of it. So whatever, if I'm in or not in, I still look to see if the volume, if the sellers continue to do their job. Their job is to continue to fill those wicks and drop it down further, okay, which they did. Okay, so they are winning right now. Continue to push it down. Now we'll see. Coming down to 8 a.m., will it continue to fill that wick? Transact in this box that has not been executed yet? Man, that was a nice continuation sell, but I did not take it, but I wanted to. I was itching to hit the sell button. As soon as I saw open bearish ignited, that's that Tetris piece. Break right there. That's ideally where I like to take the sell. If I did take this, I definitely would have lowered my stop loss to break even right now, potentially scaling out 80% of this going into 8 a.m. and leaving 20% running at a break even. And that candle would have made up my earlier loss. But you see, after you take a first loss, you're mentally, you're not as aggressive. If the first trade I took was a win, I definitely would have taken this. But you got to be cautious. After you take your first loss, you got to be careful. Okay, so Iran is saying there have been no talks, there are no talks. We will continue to respond and defend country. Okay, so who do we believe here? Do we believe Trump or do we believe Iran, or both of these are all full of shit? Like, what's going on here? Okay, no matter what, Iran is making remarks, Trump is making remarks, and gold is just being very volatile. So it had that big pump. Now Iran is talking. Now it's retracing right back down. But what we're looking for is points of control, daily points of interest. Both are full of shit. I agree. That's welcome to the world of politicians and warfare and all that. They're all full of shit. But regardless, if they're all full of shit, you and I have to continue to watch these points of control, these zones. Did that candle continue to do its job of breaking that low wick? It technically came down, but did not fill that wick, and now it's coming back up. With 30 seconds to go, and we're moving into 8 a.m., a new hourly candle, and 20 minutes away from COMEX market open. So you still see we're still just consolidating. Yes, they are big moves, but it's still just stuck in this range right here. Okay, so will it come back up and revisit these highs, or are we going to continue to come back down? Now, Trump will probably say something to pump the market back up. So we'll see what goes on here. Keep an eye on this financial juice on the left here. Okay, so we closed inside the box again. Here's 8 a.m. Okay, we've got a sell signal that just came up to look for sells below 4378. So 4378 is right here, like right below, right here where we're at, okay? So right now it's, again, impulsively breaking. If you want to enter, you're entering on impulse, okay? If we cut this bearish candle just in half, if it retraces back up, I'd like to see if it can continue to hold below that. If the volume comes back into this zone, I know it's barcoding. Blue, black, could come back in blue. However, we could be breaking down here. I could, if it breaks down without me, I could wait for to sell up here at a premium area if it comes back up. Okay, so now this candle, can it fill that wick and continue to drop down into here? Okay, remember, buyers, it has not came into here yet, in here or down in here. This is the entire point of control of that big bullish candle right at 705 when Trump opened his mouth. The most recent pullback was right there, and it started to move up, but then the sellers came in, started offering, pushing it right back down. Okay, so now it just tapped in exactly like that wick. You know, if you draw a line to show you, looks like they're right now kind of still holding equal low support right there. Is it time to buy right now? Some of you guys are buying. Yeah, but maybe you allow it to come further down into here to secure some more pending buyers. Iran is talking right now. Hormuz won't return to pre-war state through PSYOPs. It's not easy trading in wartime, especially gold. And keep an eye, guys, on US30 and NASDAQ. They look like they are potentially coming into the point of control. Okay, and 24,100 for NASDAQ, and maybe just right at 46,000 for US30. That's just me eyeballing where the halfway point is. Again, I didn't do the Fibonacci, but if you did, this could be the retracement coming in to go back up. If it closes below, it could push down further. Okay, now gold is really breaking down into here. Okay, and then this could turn into the red zone right here. Now it's coming deep down into here. So it's created that lower low with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Let's see how deep it can come down into here. It's not easy. Yes, I agree with you. Trading with this volatility is not easy. But what we can all do is strive to manage risk. That's it. Okay, we can all do that. Just lower your sizing to factor in the size of these candles. Now we got the Israeli military now chiming in. We are conducting strikes in the heart of Tehran. Okay, so King, you're all in on a blind long. Good luck, sir. Good luck. It's not the way how I trade, but if it works for you, I hope all the best. I hope no one is trading blind, but you got better luck going to the casino and throwing all your money on either black or red. At least you don't have spreads or commission to pay when you do that. You have a higher probability of being correct doing that. Okay, so what happened now? We closed right inside that box, created that low, just opened bullish, ignited, came up, got rejected back down, so it could cut right through this green zone, okay? This was the point of control of that big blue candle, okay? This is where they could come down, pick up all these orders now, okay? Now we're trading exactly right at 50%, that red line now. Will we get a bounce to come back up? Or are they just going to bypass this and come and trade at the bottom of the green zone? And then there's the daily point of interest, the yellow line, okay, when we did our top-down analysis. This green zone came after the fact, but this yellow line, we did our top-down, okay? So if you're looking for buys, you want to look where the daily point of interest is, okay? But remember, if you're buying, you are buying in a green zone, that's correct, but you're buying against this trend coming down, okay? So you have to understand that you're buying against this trend right now. We might have to wait and see, will they pick up buyers and come back up and close it back above here? Or is it just going to continue falling through here? Okay, and we had that, it came up at 78 to sell. So 78 is basically right there. Looks like just has not retraced back up into here. So what I'm saying is, guys, right over here, if you look at this, it came in at 8 a.m., sell gold at 4378. Okay, so that's what I'm just telling you. There's that 4378. If you continued with it, good. If you didn't get in, you see how I'm waiting for it to come back up. If it comes back up blue, maybe then sell the 4378 and come back down. Okay, so I'm waiting up there. And notice how that 4378 is right here. If it closes above 4378, that could turn green and retest 4378 and be a bullish move. Okay, but we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, it moved too fast to take that entry. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with then marking it up and waiting to see if it will revisit, okay? Sometimes, yes, there's impulse moves that move, bypass right through those signals, okay? But that's why we say relax, wait, static. Let's see what will happen if it revisits it. Crazy, crazy volatility, okay? And we're 10, 12 minutes away from COMEX market open as well. Trump's remarks are meant to decrease energy prices and gain time for his military plans. This is Mayor is citing the foreign minister. Okay, so now it came deep down into that point of control, picked up some pending orders, right? And it could be reversing back up, okay? Now it could be coming back up to retest that 4378 area right in here. So we have a red zone, we have the 9 and the 200 EMA converging together where it could come back in there, retest this, could technically be a bearish crossover and continue to push down, okay? But if this big blue candle comes up and closes above here, then it could continue to come up to this yellow line, okay? So we're seeing now it's coming back up. Got 20 seconds to go into the close and 10 minutes away from COMEX. Okay, so it's bullish. It came right into there. Okay, that's why we always say, guys, if you want to buy pullbacks, patiently wait. Like that big blue candle, we cut it in half. It didn't come in there at that time, and it just came in there now. Now we're right here. We're right under that red zone. So let's see if it comes in here and it starts to get rejected. Okay, if it comes back in here, we're close to that 4378 signal sell area. The red zone, however, it could bypass right through here again. Let's see. Okay, now it's coming in. So what we want to see is some sort of rejection right around here in this red zone. Okay, so it came in there. It got rejected. Now, will it flip the candle back down black to continue to push down in here? Or is it still blue building to come through here? The 15-minute candle, which is going to close in 4 minutes, is a pin bar. Okay, it's right back to the opening price, and it's got a tiny wick on the 15-minute candle, which could flip bullish and continue to drive. Okay, so that's why we really got to watch up here. This 4378, this red box area, if we're going to continue to sell down. Okay, so it got rejected. Is anyone counting how many times it's been rejected? I've counted like 4 times now that it came in there, got rejected, came in, got rejected, came in, got rejected, came in, got rejected. Okay, but it's still holding that bullish volume. Okay, so it still has not flipped, lost its opening balance. Still in there, still holding. Okay, I'm going to sell now because it retested that location. Okay, give or take a few pips from that 78. Still holding this red zone. Okay, so I'm looking now to see if we can come back and trade into this green zone in here to continue to go short. We got to fill that wick, come down there, and maybe to that daily point of interest. Okay, so I'm going to sell on gold to see if it can continue to sell down with this leg and trade into that point of control. Stop loss. Okay, so this is stop loss. I'm going to just be maybe above this zone right here and just be above this wick. Okay, and then to see if we can get that bigger push down. Okay, so you got now Iran's Maizen. Trump's comments are an attempt to cut energy prices. Okay, so it could just be all political theater over here, just talking by both, not just Trump, by Iran. Like we said, they could be all full of shit, all these guys. Psychological warfare. What number is my stop loss at? 4418, just above this wick right over here. Right over here. so entry. Place suggested stop up there. And we're looking for targets down, I would say, to break that low and see what happens down there at 43.30 area. Okay, so what I like to see is we got a bearish candle, but I like to, engulf, close below here to continue push down, because every time we come down, it's got that higher low still holding that green box. So I want to trade black inside here so that we can continue to push down through here. I just want to reiterate, it's 5 minutes before COMEX, okay? So you got to factor that into the volatility that will be coming in, okay? So it's a good way to control risk too. Okay, so we got a black candle pushing down. Like that's enough for me sometimes to just pip and dip out of that. Guys, that's 170 pips. Like I'm not even following my own rules because this volume is, it's too crazy, okay? Like, but we got to continue to watch what's happening, okay? Let's watch this volume, how it can close. We got that bear flag, continue push down. Here's the close. Okay, so we closed, engulfed over there. So even if we were just to lower to 50%, just if it's a bullish ignited candle. So I want to extinguish this quickly. The faster we do it, then we got short wicks and we can continue to fill down in here. Get approximately 250 pips if it moves right down to that red line. Okay, extinguish this quickly. You see how it's still holding that bullish ignited head? Okay, so it's still holding that. Now it's retesting the 50% of that candle. It's not a structural candle, like a serious one. I just wanted to see 50% of it. So now we're barcoding. Black, blue, coming back into this location. We got to see if our red box will continue to hold up. This is the 9 and the 200 meeting. Will they continue to hold this thing down? This is a new 15-minute strong bullish candle, okay? New 15, it's 8:15, 5 minutes prior to COMEX. So if we can contain this down and continue to extinguish this volume, then we might continue push down during COMEX. However, this could open COMEX and start to go up bullish against us. And then again, I left all of those pips on the table, right? Because I'm looking for a bigger move. I'm looking for a bigger move, and this happens. And this is not traditionally how I trade, but for these sessions, we're going to continue to hold and see if levels hold up. We have a stop loss. We've got a TP. Let's see what happens. We're going to continue to follow the volume. So we came right back into right at that 78. Finding some resistance here. Sorry, I'll move these flags. And if it closes above here, I have to, just continue red to green box because it could build off of this and come back up here. So guys, just lessons. We were pushing down, but that 15-minute candle that just opened up, higher time frame, bullish ignited. It came in with all of this strong volume. So that new 15-minute candle came in. I tell this every single day, but I'm not following my plans on these live calls. When we go into a higher time frame, as a scalper, you should be doing something. I didn't do that. Should have lowered my risk to a break even at 170 pips. Should have taken out 80%. I didn't. Okay. And you see how the market now can come and punish me. Two more minutes to go. Nicholas, follow my plan. It's tough to on these calls. It's okay. It's okay. I'm managing my risk here. So, but sometimes we're going to encounter drawdown if we're looking for a bigger move. I trade before and after these calls as well. Okay, so this is not just the only time I trade. And then if I get out right away and then we miss out the big move, everyone's going to say, well, Ron, why did you get out so fast? So it's give or take with that style of scalping. So I'm just going to hold. I gave a suggested stop loss, TP. Let's see what happens. We had that sell signal come in, and right now it's going against us. Okay, so it's not the end of the world. We just got to continue to watch this volume. COMEX is opening now in 23 seconds. 8:20 a.m. Monday to Friday every day. So if it closes above here, which it is, looks like in the next 10 seconds, this red box turns to green. I'm trading in drawdown. My maximum stop is above this high wick right here. Okay, so will we get some protection right here at this daily point of interest? Okay, so this is COMEX now. Okay, so just briefly open black. Again, if it comes down, could get support, retesting here. See that green zone? It's basically the point of control of that big blue 5-minute candle. So even if it comes down, I'm still in drawdown, but it could be buyers pick it right back up there. Okay, so it's a shallow pullback. There's no wick on this candle, so with this COMEX volume, it could break right through here and come up. So right now, can it continue to hold this candle black and come down? If in fact it comes down black and closes back below here, then it looks like this big blue candle is a fake out, then could really get that substantial drop. And if I'm still in and it comes down there, I might add another sell order, but looks like I'm going to get stopped out of this. But we got to play it and see what happens at this daily point of interest. And then if it can continue to fill the wick, I don't want to be in this trade any longer, because then it fills that wick. It could potentially fill that and drive all the way back up to there. So that's more than enough room to breathe, to find some sellers inside here, to find some offers and continue to offer in COMEX and push this thing down. I understand some of you guys are in buys. I get it. I get it. I absolutely get it. It came into that point of control and buys are out of there. I'm trying to short it through there to continue to come down into this daily point of interest. And we're hovering right at that psychological 4,400 right now. Unbelievable. All of the volume we've been having, and then COMEX, the bigger exchange opens up, and then we get this little doji candle. Okay, so it's a suspicious candle. It's been holding like this for 2 minutes. So it's accumulating. There's either going to be an explosive bullish move coming up, or they're going to retrace this thing coming back down. Okay, it's a very unusual candle, the way how the market is opening up right now. Like we didn't get an explosive move right when it opened. I'm in a sell, yes, in drawdown. Yes, I got in way too early. Okay, so this is first 3 minutes of COMEX. Not much going on. All we can see is it's holding that daily point of interest up here. But this small doji candle is very suspicious. US30 NASDAQ. I didn't do the point of control. I just basically just eyeballed cutting it in half here. Chemical, I wasn't too early, just greedy. Should have did something at 175. I know. But yeah, I think when we're seeing moves of 500 pips, maybe that took over in my head because normally that's, guys, I don't know why I trade like this when it's like this, but the entry was coming out of there. It continued push down. There it was. 100 ended up being 200 pips, and didn't do anything, right? I didn't even go to break even. That's number one thing. So when this blue candle came up, right now I shouldn't even be in drawdown right now. It should have been a break even trade, and then I'd be looking either to go long or to continue short or stay out of it. But I follow the 80-20 rule. When it came down there, 100%, that would have recovered my previous loss. I kind of would have been at a break even right now and regrouping. But you see, guys, how one slip up on your rules, two slip up on your rules, and you're going against yourself, okay? That's why learn from my mistakes. That's why it's so important to have rules when you trade. Whether you're trading on an impulse candle, you're trading on a candle that closes, whether you go in profit or you're in drawdown, rules help you. Rules help you, okay? It can help you, and I'm not following my rules on this call, and you can see how it's affecting my trading, okay? So I can see that COMEX just opened up, tapped that daily point of interest, still holding resistance. The black candle came down there. We got another bullish ignited 5-minute candle opening up during COMEX here, coming back up. So we have a bull flag. It's bullish, bearish, bullish, could continue to break through here and then come up here. And that's my maximum risk on this trade. If we can continue to push this thing down, which we are doing, then maybe we can extinguish the open and continue to push down into this green zone. But you can see the bull flag very clearly where the volume is right here. And it's in this flag situation. Can we continue to produce lower highs and push this thing back down? It's got that big, strong 15-minute candle that did open up very bullish ignited, okay? So we do have a nice rejection, lower high, pushing down. Can we extinguish that opening? We did, short wick. So naturally it should at least push down to the top of this green zone, back down to 43.80. If we can continue just black. See how they just held it by that tiny wick? See how it didn't break? See how it came down black to the opening price, but did not fill that wick? See how that wick is the same size or higher? So then that took in one more pending buy order, which continued to come up blue, okay? But then another offer pushed it right back down, okay? So you see how it's just trading, again, right at that opening balance. So if we extinguish this, has a high probability we can fill that wick and continue to drop down, right? We got to do it now. See, it's turned into a bearish pin bar. So now it's got to turn into that shooting star. Just fill that. Like, come on, with all of the volume we've been having, you're telling me we cannot fill that wick and continue to drop down? If they can't, then I know how much support is here. And then can continue, see what I mean? See that support, how it's still holding it, and then the candle starts filling back up blue. Okay, so there's this strong support right now in COMEX, this 43.88 block area, point of interest on the 5 minutes. So this is where every time it holds, more buyers step in, okay? And then you see how they're filling up that candle like fuel. And then it's filling it up. Now they have enough momentum to fill that wick and continue to drive higher, right? And then that's where the sellers failed to do their job right there, okay? So that's how you can interpret candle by candle, whether you're looking for buys, shorts, to continue to go short, continue to go in a buy, hold your trade. That's what I look at. I look at each individual candle. I look at the highs, the lows. I look at where the volume closes. I try to pip and dip as much as I can. I did it in this situation, and then again, I look at it came all the way back up there again, and sellers are bringing it back down. Now it could close with this inside volume, blue, black, blue. Next candle could be blue continuing. Next candle could come down black. That's how sometimes if I'm trading bar by bar, I understand where to place my stop loss, like just above or below a 1 candlestick or 2 candlesticks or at a point of control and things like that. Okay, so I see it come back up blue. Again, the sellers are holding the line. They're pushing it right back down. Now we have 1 more minute to go. Nick, it's not easy. You lost your profit and break even for the today. Stop trading right now. If you're at a break even, stop trading right now. Stop. And let this volume cool off. Either look for another trade later this morning or it's a break even day. You know, you traded and it's a break even. And then review and that's it. Don't continue to get upset. Don't continue to revenge trade because I'll tell you what will happen. Then you're going to start really losing you're not going to be at a break even. Now you're giving up not your profit. Now you're giving up your capital. And I can tell you one thing from experience, you're going to get pissed off. You're going to give back to the markets. Then your psychology is going to say, I'm at a loss now. I got to get it back. You're going to continue over trading and you might turn it into a horrible day where you can just end it at a break even, or you can wait patiently and disciplined for another setup and trade with proper risk management if you do take that trade. That's right there. Rules. You got to have rules, right? Okay, guys. So see, again, buyers brought it up there. They rejected it back down. Now we're closing with volume below. So we got our spin top, our pin bar. And now we could be continuing with that selling momentum, new candle. We're at 8:30. It's a new 30-minute candle. Okay, so we're coming back down. But we have this green box to contend with. Okay, so our buyers are pending in there. So can we close it black below there again, flip it green to red, and then we could continue to sell. Like I said, guys, if it comes back below there and I get another push down, I might enter in another sell. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. I encountered that drawdown, came up, that daily point of interest, our yellow line held up so far, but now we're coming right back into that green zone. I'm still in drawdown on this trade. My entry was right there, just below 43.68 right there. Okay, so now I know that, remember, I have rules. It was a red zone when I sold. It didn't hold up. It inverted it to a green zone. So as we just came in there, you see, green zone still holding. It picked up those pending buyers and it's coming right back up. Okay, so this candle could flip blue and continue going up bullish. If we continue to hold our bearish head opening and continue to offer and push down, we'll see where this bar can close. It's a new 15-minute, it's a new 30-minute candle, opening bearish ignited, holding so far on the higher time frames. But you see how it just came right into the heart of that green zone, picked up all those orders and coming right back up. Okay, so this candle could flip blue and continue to trade in here. Blue, black, blue, that candle came back down, went black down in here, could come back up blue in here, could trade and close above here, then breaking out. And again, my stop loss is up there. Okay, so I got to continue to see if this bearish volume will continue to come down. Ideally, I'd love to close it below the green zone, but you see how much support is still in that box. Okay, so you can still see how much strength we have in buying momentum right here at 437573 area. Okay, so this candle, remember, we opened, it benefited me as a seller. It opened black, bearish, came all the way down. However, it picked up those buyers and now it's flipped back up bullish, still trading in this flag. Okay, there's that flag. We consolidated it just with those 2 bars and the volume is still right back inside there. And now you see how the candle picked up, flipped, and it's a bullish hammer coming through here. So this is very positive. This could be a very bullish move coming back up here, closing inside here, and then start to break out bullish. Okay, and then that's my maximum risk because I know if it breaks through there, it's filling that wick and maybe traveling back up to this original double top with that big breakout. Okay, so that's picked up everything right in there. See how hard it was to break that? Guys, I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get tapped out here. My stop loss is just above this candle right over here. That's why I got to stick to zone trading. Like, got to respect these zones, right? Respect the green zone. I sold into it, didn't respect it, came back up, traded back into that one. Man, should have reduced my risk in there. Maybe took like a close the trade out there, but didn't. It happens. So I'm thinking about next time I get into a trade, when you recover your drawdown, if it comes near your entry, close out the trade. It may come down, yes, but if it closes above that daily point of interest, that builds a support. Easy candle can fill that and come out of there if this candle doesn't do it by itself. But picked up huge supporting orders right there. Cut now? It's no point in cutting now when it's close to my stop loss. I'm stubborn like that. Okay, so it did close above that. So this daily point of interest where we rejected it was our resistance. Now that volume closed above, bullish ignited candle. Even if it comes down black, could catch a wick there and continue to drive up. So I'm just above here stop loss wise. Yeah, guys, we could revisit these highs. And if it gets up there, if you guys are in buys, remember that could be a second top, okay? A bigger move, like, okay, the big move, okay? Retrace back into that point of control. And if it comes through there, that could be your second top. Yes, it could break out to 4,500 new high, but you also got to respect up there that it could then come back down, okay? So if you're in buys, I'm just putting that out there if you're in buys. I'm still holding the sell, still live in it. It's not good to be stubborn, guys. Someone said, Ron, it's good to be stubborn. It's not good to be stubborn. It's not. Especially as a trader. It's not good to be stubborn. You know, I'm stubborn this morning and potentially going to take 2 losses here. By being stubborn, where each trade went into profit, right? I could have had, the situation could have been entirely different if I just pipped and dipped, but I didn't, okay? So now I got to stay focused because I know that I'm going to end up with 2 losses and I will be down 0.5% for the day. I allotted myself every single day 1% to trade. So when I get stopped out of this, I still have 0.5% to regain my 0.5%. I can literally walk away from the markets and just walk away with losing 0.5% and not do anything silly, or I gotta now either stick with gold, put some signals at some critical areas, maybe look at NASDAQ or US30 and look for another trade to recover not my 0.5% with one trade, but 0.25% and work my way back up. It's going to be a grinding session now, or a grinding day where you start off and you're in drawdown. And then I got to try and get back to break even for the day and maybe walk away if I do and recover. Analyze. What did I do wrong? I'm just watching my stop loss, guys. I'm just right above that wick. Yeah, try not to be stubborn as a trader. That's a rule. I'm still in. I'm still holding it. Okay, I told you guys, my stop loss is above this wick here. There's a good candle coming down, but again, I don't get excited with a black candle, okay? Because my entry is all the way down here. I got levels to go. We got to come back down, test 50% of this bullish candle. We got to close back below this block in order to push down in here. So I'm nowhere near my target. That was a nice black candle coming down, but picked up another higher low and filling back up. So it's got 90 seconds. So this remaining volume can be the one that stops me out. If it closes like this, next candle has a high probability of stopping me out. Unless something miraculous happens up here and a big seller steps in and pushes this volume back down to close it below this yellow line. Because right now we're pending above that daily point of interest and we're attracting a lot of buyers asking to trade up here. So we got 50 seconds to go into the close. Am I thinking it will rise in the next hour? Well, yeah, look at it. It's moving back up from here. It could consolidate, build here, continue to come up and test this, and maybe have another bullish breakout. Could be lower highs here ultimately and bring it back down. It's hard to say. It's coming up bullish, bearish, bullish. It could come back down one more bearish leg. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for one more bearish leg to come back down. But I know when the volume closes above a daily point of interest, the buyers are interested and will continue to possibly buy this. So it's a spin top bullish candle. I'm still holding in drawdown. Still the volume is above the yellow line. This could open bullish ignited and continue to fill that wick and then stop me out. There it is. There's the bullish ignited open. So I need to get a quick rejection right now. Watch a black candle come back down, break that low, potentially close back in this zone or below it to stay live and continue pushing down. What is the daily point of interest? It's when you do a top-down analysis and you figure key critical daily open closes, 50% of bodies or previous structure. And then that's where I watch the 5-minute volume, how it reacts at these daily points of interest. So you can see at one point, it just broke above there. It came back down. It was resistance. It pushed down into that big point of control, did not break down, came back up, just briefly consolidated above there bullish, but then continue push down. And now we revisited it there. There was resistance, but then we closed above. So you see now how it's holding support right now. So it's flagging support to continue to drive up. Unless we can get a seller quickly to continue to push this thing down, and then we can make it resistance again so we get our leg down. But there it is. So it held. So I'm stopped out of there, right there. Okay, but you see how it held support. Okay, so that's how I scalp off of these, but today I got a little stubborn and greedy. Okay, so what I do now is clean up my charts, just keep it at some critical areas. Okay, that was the most recent bottom right there. That was where we had that sell set up, was not valid, and right there to come back down. Okay, so continuing to trade off of that green block today. This flag is no longer valid. I would be watching this bigger zone. If you're a buyer, watch and see what happens up there. Again, if it closes back above, could produce a new high. You flip that red box green, could retest this, continue to drive up. It could come up there, get rejected like a double top. If it comes down, you're watching what will happen at this yellow line. If it doesn't hold here, you're watching back down, how it will react down at this green box. Again, later today, see this yellow line? This is where I add my alert in case the sellers do continue to push this thing down today and it comes down there and closes below there. Maybe then I flip this, and then that could be my sell point today later on, okay? But guys, that's enough of gold for me for now. I'm gonna just flip to do some analysis on US30 and NASDAQ, okay? So we'll start off with NASDAQ. And NASDAQ had that big move breaking out when Donald Trump spoke at 7 a.m. and it has it retraced into the point of control. Just real quickly, open, close, and I see right at the top of it, right there. Okay, so it's still holding it currently, right? Not into 50%, but right at the top of it. So it retraced right back down and it's bouncing back up off of it, okay? So for today, we got to watch and see if the sellers will close below here and continue to retrace that big bullish candle and then sell it off. If it continues to hold, it could be coming up, pulled back, and continue to go up for a new higher high, pull back, and continue driving bullish. Okay, so top-down analysis. This is how I figure out daily points of interest. This is NASDAQ. So most obvious, right up there, that we all know was an all-time high. So there's a zone below it. Go to your bodies, make it red, stretch into the future. There was the second time it came in there, and there was a second drop. And you can see now it's been lower high since then, lower high, and a lower high. So it's been diverging bearish away from there. So now just some other key critical levels. Right here was a bounce that held point of interest. This is where someone asked me, Ron, how do you figure out a point of interest? Right there. You look at your most obvious pivot. Right there, it pivoted. And then you look in the past, there was where it was resistance. Then when it closed above there, blue, it acted as support. So there's support, there's support, there was support wick. Now we can see on Friday we closed below it. And then when we follow our candle today, it opened bearish, came down, produced that lower low. But then Donald Trump just spoke and he really filled up the daily candle with all of that blue volume coming back in, okay? So some levels, some other points of interest. If it continues to break down, right there was a big bottom. Right there, held, retested. Okay, what about above us? Is there any points of interest above us? Right here. Okay, a lot of times you see where NASDAQ was consolidating right here, where the candles closed, wick, 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 wick at the yellow line. There's a body close, body open, body close, body open, a wick, a wick. So if we do continue to come up today, at today's high, maybe we'll transact right here. And if it breaks out, I would be going up to filling this imbalance to the left and maybe driving right up to, I would say, 50% of that black candle. And there's a wick, and a wick, and a wick right there. Okay. So following Friday's volume, opened, it failed to take out the high. So sellers stepped in Friday, pushed it down. They did their job. They filled that new low, filled that low, created a new low, and closed right there. So now I just adjust this yellow point of interest line to today's, because it's more recent. So there's the close, there's the open. I look at the number, 23,950. It is a psychological number. So that was our opening price. When we originally opened NASDAQ, it was bearish, 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 coming all the way down. So we've already technically printed a low of the day, but the day is still open for 8 hours. Can revisit this. Who knows what can happen? But right now we do have a low of the day. And it bounced, came back up to the opening position. 7 a.m. is basically, this daily candle is deceiving, but 7 a.m. was when Trump spoke and had all that big bullish candle that came in. So did we get above? Like here is a pivot where it came down and stopped. So if I locate that pivot right there, with a daily point of interest yellow line, I can see that the volume broke right through it. It filled Friday's high, it filled Thursday's high, came up to here. This is today's high of the day. It is still technically a lower high from everything to the left of us. From trading last week, it's still lower high, okay, and got rejected. But we're trading now right at that point of interest right here. So this is where we have a nice big bullish blue candle right now. But remember, there's 8 hours. We still have to go into Wall Street. They could extinguish this and continue coming down, or it continues build, and then we see a bullish start to the week, and we see NASDAQ recovering from some lows and recovering right now. Okay, so we got a strong daily candle right now. Going into the hourly, like this is how it was trading, pushing down from Friday. We can go more recently, midnight. There's 2 a.m. There's London. So London created the low of the day right there, 3 a.m. 4 a.m. we came up. This was normal trading volume. And then we had that explosion right there at 7 a.m. as soon as Donald Trump started speaking. And look at it. Like that's an unusually large hourly candle came up. That's what created the high of the day. Look at it. Basically traded all the way from Thursday. Okay. So if you were on the wrong end, right? If you were on long shorts, a candle like that, that's all it takes. In 5 minutes. And that's why, guys, you know, when you get into profit, learn from my mistakes earlier this morning. Control your stop loss by going to a break even, because if something like this happens, then you don't encounter stop loss. You encounter a break even. It's so much easier to trade when you get hit with a break even than you get hit stopped out like me. And And if you go into profit, secure some profit, even if it's on the way down, okay? Because at some point, it takes 5 minutes to erase everything from basically a week of trading, okay? Just like that. You guys saw it this morning, okay? So it came up, got rejected. We're still holding. See that yellow line now, that daily point of interest? See how it cuts that hourly bar naturally in half, okay? So we could be waiting in there. Now, that candle closed, that hourly. So I want to figure out the point of control of that hourly candle. Maybe there's going to be retracements. See now that yellow line? What I can do is just bring it now into more recently, right there, right at 50%. And then I draw my point of control. If it ever does retrace in here during Wall Street later today, I could be looking for buys off of there, even tomorrow, okay? Could be looking for buys off of there. I see it has not retraced back into that yet, okay? So it's still valid, just like that gold on the 5 minutes. It broke out, and then when it came back in there, it bounced and continued to go up. It could do the same thing here on Dow, okay? Now it opened this hourly and continued. It's got a big wick to fill, okay? It's going to close in 10 minutes. If it doesn't fill that wick, where will it close? If it closes above that yellow line, the hourly volume could continue to build up to the highest point of the day, or it could come back down. So one location here is where this hourly closed and this hourly opened. So that's my white line for an hourly point of interest. So this is when I'm scalping the 5-minute candles. If volume closes below or above that hourly line, I could sell down to the green box, okay? And then I got to use my utmost follow my plans because I'm already in drawdown for the day, okay? So now when I'm looking at the 5 minutes, you see how it was just trading like this, normal volume, and then you had that crazy Donald Trump remark, and that's what shook up the markets, okay? And you see there's that hourly, hasn't came in. 5 minutes, when we cut that in half, it's right at that 5-minute support right there. So it's still holding, okay? So that's at a 9 EMA, we're above it. 200 EMA is right in that zone. See how the 200 EMA is lined up perfectly? So if we get a pullback, that would be an ideal area to buy a pullback on US30 today. So I add an alert, and I'm going to wait patiently to see if it will come back in there today and maybe look for a high probable setup. And gold, yep, gold, see, broke right out, closed, impulse above there. So it created that new high. So any pullbacks now, we could potentially look for a buy here, 4405. If we get a deeper pullback, maybe right down in there, 4321 today. Obviously, it's better to buy deeper down at this yellow line because that has not been transacted down there. So buyers are pending down there. This line, okay, just retested right there and right there. So if it comes back down, that could be a potential area to look for a retest buy on gold to continue to take it up. If it closes below there, it could sell off of that to come back down into there. And then we have to transact at these levels, okay? And it's continuing to go up. So next daily point of interest for gold, if you're in buys, is this, 4,500, okay? And then your daily high is right there, not too far off of 4536, purple line, okay? So that's gold, continue to do its thing. We just did US30, or sorry, NASDAQ. Let's do now US30. Get these ready. So this is US30. Looks very similar to NASDAQ, okay? The big breakout was Trump. And let's go to the daily, see how US30 was trading, okay? So US30, most obvious high is right here. That's an all-time high. I can bring it down, the volume, or to the bodies, a box, red box, into the future. So if I'm ever waiting for a double top all-time high on Dow, we're not there yet, okay? Now some most recent lows, okay? I can look right there. I like this one because there's more data. There's more touches. It closed, opened, retested, retested. Now I look at the zone, like right there, that most recent pullback right there. When it built off of there and came back, that's a zone, green, stretched into the future. And now I can see how we broke through it on Friday, and today we broke through it, and now the volume is still above it, okay? So we could be building off of this zone all week and continue to go back up, okay? So we were in a downtrend where it was making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, and those new lower lows. Donald Trump today made that 7 a.m. tweet. If you guys go back over here and look at that 7 a.m. tweet, and that's what rocked the markets this morning, was one single tweet. It's unbelievable, okay? How much power he has. A president to control the financial markets. It's unbelievable. Okay, so right there, I'm looking at structure, wicks, structure, and wicks. So if we continue to break, we see if we find support there. There is no support. We got bullish volume now above here. So we got to look at some critical resistance levels. Right there was where it was held, closed body, open body, retest, closed body below, drop. We came back up to retest, see that yellow line? That's, and look at the number, 47,000, like just off of 400. That's if we make up there, that's where the sellers could be to hold it down, or the neckline for the daily or the weekly where we consolidate, okay? Just trading for today. If we can make a new high, maybe we're going to trade up to here, where the bodies and bodies. Then we got wick fills. And look at the number, 46,999. So right at 47,000. That's that order block in the market. Now let's follow our volume. So we closed there on Friday, and that's where we opened today. It was initially bearish when we opened. The market was bearish. It was pushing down until Donald Trump said something. And that's what changed the entire direction of the market. And look how it came up right off of there, back to the opening balance. We broke out. There was a daily close, daily open and close, spin top, and a daily open. So there's another daily point of interest to have a yellow line, okay? And you see how the volume is above it. So if we retrace all the way back down here, all of that Donald Trump volume, basically, maybe there's going to be pending orders waiting to buy a pullback right here, protecting the opening balance, okay? We are well above that. Then we continued. That candle did its job, filled Friday's wick, filled Thursday's wick, continued to drive, but look at where it failed. It failed right below those bodies, and that's the highest point of today so far. Remember, we haven't even entered Wall Street yet, okay? So 46,900 is holding some resistance, lower high, and we got some sellers pushing it back down, okay? So right here is another daily point of interest. See where it came down? Okay, there was a gap down, came down and back up. So right here, another yellow line. And I'd like to see now how we transact right around here. So far the volume is above it. So I got my points of interest here, 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 daily high, point of interest. And then if it continues going up bullish, point of interest. If it continues to go, maybe like have something, a zone right in there. I can see right in there, a nice little zone. If it continues to move up there. But we are still trending down. If you were to draw a trend line, you can still see it's trending down, okay? So this could be just a false move by Trump, and then we consolidate this week, and then maybe the market continues selling down, okay? Or it could be the start of a bullish reversal. Now, when we look at the hourly, you can see the market was just pushing down slowly, coming down, lower lows. I can see London again made the low. Then we moved up bullish, bearish, that spin top 6 a.m. And then Donald Trump, big remark, massive candle, came back and retested. And is the hourly candle going to continue to fill up? 3 minutes to go. Could continue pushing up bullish. Could find some, again, if the hourly candles come right up there, again, it's a lower high still, lower high. And then they could push it back down. But massive bullish candle on indices and gold. Everything is bullish right now. Okay, so when we move to the 5 minutes, when I'm looking at this, that big 5 minute candle, like I say, that's a big structural candle, unusual candle, open closing price. Okay, I can move now this daily point of interest right down to represent 50% of that and draw a zone out of that big 5 minute candle and see now when it just retraced into it, just tapped right into it and moved its way back up, okay? So if it ever comes back down in here, we could look for a double bottom buy. If it comes deeper, it's better to buy inside here. Ultimately, this is more of an hourly zone down in here, would be stronger, okay? But we could look to buy pullbacks on Dow here or here. If the black volume cuts through these zones and closes below, that's going to be a red zone, maybe come back up, and then it could retrace all of that Donald Trump candle and then continue breaking bearish. I don't think that's going to happen today because I think it's going to hold and sustain this volume depending on what remarks we have coming out of the markets. Okay, so when we're adding indicators, 9, we are above the 9, 200. 200 is right in this zone. Again, it's better to buy deeper in the depth of market, but you got to patiently wait for those pullbacks come all the way down there. They may not come in there. Okay, they might just come here and then go right back up. But there's no harm in putting an alert there and waiting for it to come down there. If it comes down today, there's no harm in putting an alert in there. Okay. And then just adding the daily bar. Okay. And then I'm going to keep these two side by side. US30 on the right, NASDAQ over here, revisiting gold. So gold did close above that red zone. Did close above, red to green, and retesting it and continuing to drive. Okay, so it is creating new highs. There's no double top there. So it's moving up, pulled back, big breakout, pulled back, and continuing. No double top there. It's continuing to advance higher. Okay, so you got a daily point of interest right there at 4,500, and then that's your daily high. 45.35. Okay, still bullish. So what we could be doing is looking to buy pullbacks, or if it gets rejected and closes back below here, black, maybe red, then it comes back down. And when it trades there, like I'm saying, there's pending buyers waiting there. So if it comes down there, I know like as sellers, we want it to break there and continue to come down there, but it could come down here, respect this, and come right back up. Okay. So that's if you're looking for sells. Otherwise, wait for the highest point of the day and see if there's a false breakout, liquidity grab, what to happen up there, okay? But right now it came up, lower high, and could be pushing down. And we're at 9 a.m. right now, okay? So a new hourly candle just opened up. Oh. And on NASDAQ, okay, red block right there just to see if we'll hold resistance or just continue driving. Same with Dow, a red block right there to see if it will continue holding or continue driving. Big bull flags on the indices, both of them. And all of this volatility with no news today, no major news. However, this, where he said this at 7 a.m. Here's the article. Postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy. We saw it while he was saying it live, okay? So it happened right over here. Trump on Iran. 703, if you guys are just joining us, what that big bullish candles are. US and Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Mideast. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period. So that's him saying that for a 5-day period this week, Monday to Friday. Let's see if that in fact happens. Subject to the success of ongoing meetings, Trump is saying talks with Iran will continue this week. And then we had Iranian officials speaking over here. Trump backs down from attacking energy infrastructures after Iran's firm warning. And then there was more coming from Iran. There are no direct communications with US nor through intermediaries. And that's what affected all of the volatility. Okay. Okay. So now new hourly candle, big bearish candle. If it closes below this green zone, I just continue to do what I do here, okay? I make it green to red, could pull back into here. That could be a false breakout at that double top, and then we get a leg coming down, okay? So I may be looking to continue to look for a potential sell. And this will be my third trade. I think if I get stopped out of this third trade, that's my 3-strike rule. Even though I gave myself 4 trades today, 3 strikes in a baseball game and you are out of the baseball game. So if I take 3 strikes in a trading game, I'm out of the trading game. Okay. Then I got to go back to journaling, review, and hopefully come back stronger tomorrow. That's the way how trading goes. Some days you win, some days you lose. But I'm not going to get to the point to get upset, revenge trade, increase my leverage to try and make those losses back. I continue to trade with that 0.25%. And then if I take a third trade and I get out, that's the way how the trading day unfolds. It wouldn't be a successful day for me. Okay, and we can watch Dow and NASDAQ moving more into Wall Street in the next 25 minutes. Okay, so it broke impulsively right through here and coming right back up. If it closes back above the green box, it's a green box. Yummy, today's your best trading day, almost 13%. Oh my God. Give some of that to me, please. No, I'm just joking. But that's a big day. Holy shit. Yummy, you've earned yourself a week off of trading, a day off. That's a big return. Okay, so we're getting possible push down, but you've seen we had a push down, came back up. There was a push down, it came back up. This could be another push down, and it could go back up, right? There's a lot of potential dip buyers waiting down here. Okay, the reason why I love to tell you guys my thought process. I wanted to sell, right? But that candle came down there and closed in the green box, right? I was looking for that black volume to close below the green box, because if this candle happened, I potentially would have been in a sell. But that closing in the green box, I held off now. So I got to see if this black candle will close below the green box, because I know it could just come down here, come back up, and be another bullish move. Okay, then I might have to continue to buy with this. Okay, then my sell idea, then I got to continue buying with the market volume. Okay, and we can continue to watch NASDAQ and US30. But remember, guys, okay, so if US30 reaches this point, or it has not contested this, but with Wall Street volume, it could bypass this, come deeper down into here. So if we're looking for buys on either one of these, NASDAQ or US30, if you want to buy pullbacks and not here, would be the double bottom on NASDAQ. Right here, the white line, 24,180. Nicer, deeper. You got a daily point of interest and a 200 EMA at 23,925. Better location. Same with US30. If we're looking for something right here, 45,970, and a better, deeper location, yellow daily point of interest, 200 EMA right down in here, okay? And for gold, it is continuing to push down. If we're looking to buy pullbacks, like I said, this yellow line, deeper down in here is much better. If it closes with this black volume, this green top is a red top. Then it looks like they just had a false breakout at 850, 855, and then 9 a.m. the hourly momentum switches and brings it back down. We got 2 more minutes to close. Yeah, the Trump candle, that was a big candle, guys. I thought today was going to be just a light day. There was no news until that mouth opened. And you see how it affected the markets. Every security, well, because there's global war going on, okay? Because I don't know if you guys remember, Saturday night, Donald Trump gave a 48-hour ultimatum to Iran to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or they would face big attacks on infrastructure, oil and energy. But that would have affected the entire globe, okay? So, and Iran said, okay, go for it, right? So I guess they called him on his bluff, which was a ballsy move. And then now Donald Trump retraced on that, okay? And that affected the markets just like that. And think about like position traders, swing traders, a move like that in 5 minutes. If they were holding positions for a week, things like that happen, guys, you know? Like with this type of volatility, it's crazy. Look at, we were watching 1,000, 2,000 pip 5-minute candles. Like it's, I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this in decades. It's been a long, long time. Okay, so did we close below that zone? Yes, technically the sellers managed to close it below. So if it comes back in here and gets rejected, we could be further pushing down. If the buyers, you know, continue to manage to close above here, it turns into a green zone, could retest this. Sorry, I don't know why TradingView just glitched like that, but could use that as support to continue to go higher, okay? And market open, never yours, will be very interesting. You are absolutely correct. Market open, you know, we can continue to wait for market open, knowing I took a trade prior to COMEX and then it came back and bit me in the ass. So knowing if I take a trade right now prior to Wall Street market open, I know it could come back. But we have about 20 minutes till Wall Street market open. It's not like it's going to open in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so I still see it's holding, okay? Sell, like it's still holding sell side, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go into sell. It's holding. This is gonna be potentially my third and final trade of this session. I'm gonna sell on gold to see if we can work our way down to this yellow line, 44.05, okay? Stop loss again. I'm gonna decrease my stop loss to 50% of this bearish candle, okay? Because I don't wanna suffer a bigger move breaking out of here, filling those wicks and attempting here. I'm giving it that much risk, okay? Because I just want to see if this red box will continue to hold this volume down. Will we continue to get some bearish volume closing below here and then continue to break that, okay? So I know that I could potentially get stopped out. It's a very tight stop loss with the type of volume we're having. This candle alone could potentially stop me out. Just want to see if this red box will hold and continue to hold this sell side volume down, okay? So I'm in a sell, it's in drawdown. My stop loss is just right there. Like I said, I just cut this candle in half and just basically above it a little bit, okay? Normally I would place my stop loss above these wicks, but I'm playing it extremely tight right now, okay? Just to see if this can continue to hold and then we can penetrate our way down. So with this type of volume, that's an extremely tight stop loss, okay? So I withheld that stop loss. Now it's back down. Now I got to flip the candle and start pushing down and break through this 9 EMA and fill these wicks. And then there could be clearance to come down and fill down to that yellow line, okay? So I'm going to sell on gold. Oops. I move that price tag. Okay, so we got 90 seconds to go in the close. It came up, retested the red zone. The sellers are there. They're there. Okay, So now we got to close with a black candle pushing down. And continue to fill these wicks. Maybe get some black volume closing below this 9 EMA. We have not closed below this 9 EMA for a long, long time. Can we get some sell side bids below here? Maybe push down prior to market open. And I just want to get that retracement back down there and see if it can push down. And then exit the trade because I know that there's buyers there. Make a transaction with them and get out of the way. Extremely tight stop loss, guys. I'm telling you the honest truth. This is a tight stop loss, okay? Just above that candle. Not above these highs, not at that daily point of interest, not at the high of the day. Just above that bearish candle right there at 9 a.m. Testing this hourly resistance, right? Would the 9, Patrick, would the 9 EMA cause to drop? Potentially, if we get that black volume closing below, because then we can make that 9 EMA resistance for maybe the next candle or the next candle, and then get that pushed down. But we have not closed with black volume below that 9 EMA. See how it broke down impulsively there? Okay, so we didn't close below it, but we closed below the red zone. So this is where, again, that big ignited candle, can we exhaust it quickly and then start to fill that wick and that wick, okay? As it's coming back up, we're retesting the daily point of interest, 4450, okay? And back in that red zone. So I'd like to see if sellers are here at that daily point of interest to push this thing down. It's not easy to break down an uptrend, but what I'm looking at is that false breakout at that double top. So now I want to see if this shoulder can continue to hold and just continue to push this thing down with a very tight stop loss, okay? So we do have another rejection there at that lower high yellow line. That's good. Like when I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together, that's what I technically want. I want to see that the daily point of interest is continuing to hold that sell side volume below, retesting, but I'm not getting that flush, right? It's not there yet. This is a new 15-minute candle, okay? So it's 9:15, 9:16. So we've got that new 15-minute candle that just opened up as well. And we're trading at that psychological number 4450. So good rejection at that 4450 at that daily point of interest. Now we got our flip. Now we got to continue. Sellers have to bid down these wicks and start to fill for a new lower low. Okay, but we have not created that lower low yet. We're getting our rejections up top. That's perfect, but we're not advancing it down. There's a lot of buying support that's holding this move from breaking down, okay? So we got to continue to watch us. 3 more minutes to go into the close of the candle. Okay, so it filled that one wick. Now we got to move to fill this wick and continue to drive lower, okay? Remember, we got to continue to break lows in order to continue to push down. So that is that most recent low, 443130. And we got 2 more minutes to go into the close. We really need this 15-minute candle to open up and really come down bearish. So far as like a little bit of a doji with a little bit of volume, we really need it to break through here and then start 15-minute drop, maybe right prior to Wall Street. Okay, so you still see that low did not break that low. So there's buyers still bringing it right back up. But where will this volume close? Remember, Patrick, we were talking about, will it close above or below that 9 EMA? So it's an impulse break of it, but I'm also watching the volume, the distance. Will it fill that wick, continue to push down? Can we get some volume closing below that 9 EMA momentarily? That could be like 9 EMA could be our cut line of the body. It could be the resistance going forward to continue to push down. However, if the buyers bring it back up without breaking that low, They're holding the supporting structure, and it could close again at or above that 9 EMA, and the next bar could be blue coming back up off of that momentum, okay? That's why ideally I like sometimes pipping and dipping out of trades. It makes my life easier, you know, but in order to hold for those bigger moves, you have to figure out what's going on, control your stop loss, and figure out what's happening. So I know we have lower highs above us. I know we're below the daily point of interest, 4450, that psychological number, but we're not creating those new lower lows as of yet, okay? So we got to continue to monitor this. Now we're going into the close of the candle with 30 seconds. So this now shows the momentum going right into the close. Who will have the momentum? And this can dictate how we move into the next candlestick, the next bar, okay? So now we're pushing back down. There, it came down to the low. So those are equal tweezer bottom lows. Can we get a push? There's a new lower low. Can we close below this? We could even make this red line resistance going forward, and we could get a wick off of that if it opens up real bullish. However, if we get that ignited bearish candle, we have a short wick, we could pop and get our drop, okay? Okay, so here's the close. Bullish ignited. We want to extinguish it quickly without it coming up, retesting. If I just move this red line up to 50%, it's right there. So let's extinguish this quickly. Then we got our 15-minute volume flowing through. But right now you see how it's holding that bullish ignited open. So there's a pause. There's a pivot currently where it's holding and coming right back up. So our 9 EMA, Patrick, we now close below it. See our 9 EMA, it's kind of right at our point of control of that candle. So as it's coming up, we'll see if we continue to have offers appear to continue to push this blue volume because there's buyers buying the dip, right? And so it's not unusual that this is happening. We never got our bearish ignited candle to continue to push down. Okay, so here's the retest now of 50% and that 9 EMA to see if we can continue to hold this thing down and push it down further. Guys, that was a significant drop, okay? So I need you guys to, you know, monitor your trading. That was a 200 pip drop. I'm not at a break even, right? I haven't scaled out or break even, nothing. I need you guys to do your trading, okay? So now you see we've got a retest of it. I want to see if we can, I had a target of this yellow line, okay? So that's why I haven't done anything yet. If we can break this low and continue, then I'm going to reduce my stop loss to break even. Okay, I haven't done anything yet, okay? But you see now, Patrick, we retested the 9 EMA, it's cut line, 50%, so we're still holding. But we have this inverted hammer. It's not easy to flip this candle because every time we come down, those original buyers of this candle continue to refuel this candle and bring it back up, okay? So we really got to flip this because then we got no wick and then we could easily maybe transact back down to where this bullish candle started, just above this yellow line. If there's protection from these 5-minute buyers at this daily point of interest. So you see, we've extinguished it. Now it's time to shooting star, push down, okay? So that's about a 200 plus pip move now, okay? Right down there, 240, okay? But we created a new low. We now have 2.5 more minutes to go. So now you're gonna see some volatility in the candle because we broke that low. It's a new low, new buyers coming in. Maybe we'll get more offers coming in above us to continue to push us down. Then we got our 15-minute volume filled and ready to drop, okay? Now it's time for a break even. When we're up 250 pips, it's break even time, okay? So now I have no risk in this trade. Maximum risk is a break even. I'm gonna be pissed off, but I'm not gonna have a third loss, right? So we're trading now at a psychological number, 420, that 420, that nasty 420. Okay, can we continue to get rewarded for holding this? We got our shooting star. We have now less than 2 minutes. We should be risk-free up 250 pips down there, okay? But now you see it's building support. Why? Because we're trading in the point of control of this big bullish candle that closed above this structure. So, you know, it's continuing with this uptrend support. Good, Samuel, you moved your stop loss to break even. Perfect, me too, okay? The only thing that I haven't done is taken out any profit, right? Why? Because I'm trying to recover my earlier losses. So I told you, I'm stubborn today. And don't trade as a stubborn bull, okay? Because it can get you in trouble. I should be scaling out, but I took, for those that are just joining, I took 2 earlier losses in profit and I didn't do anything. So this trade, if it comes down here, I can potentially recover both of my trades and then go back to break even, walking into Wall Street with a clear head and recovered. Okay, so measuring down to that red line, that would be about 350 pips. All the way down to that daily would be 400, but I'm gonna do something like right around here if it gets down there. We have a big 15-minute bearish candle coming down, closing in 30 seconds. Okay, guys? So, you know, this is big profit, guys. Like this is 300 pips, you know, coming down here. So don't wait for me to do something, please. If you guys feel comfortable, use a trailing stop loss, take 50% out, 80%, do something, okay? I'm just personally trying to recover my earlier losses, and I'm being stubborn. I'm telling you guys that live. Okay, so we closed. I can cut this candle. I know it's not a structural candle, but quickly, if I get a rejection quickly, there it is. Quick rejection, could fill that wick and then drop down to my location that I'm looking for. And I got my 15-minute volume below it. Just got to continue just bidding down. And this, guy's heads up, is 5 minutes right before Wall Street. And in Wall Street, I know we're looking at gold, but there could be a dramatic move, continue flushing down or bouncing right back up. So it's a good time to think, consider, we're at a break even. That's good. Our risk is controlled, but also consider taking some profit. I'm going to take 80% down there because I've recovered my 2 losses now. Right there to 4405. So I took out 80% down there, guys. 350 pips. I recovered my earlier losses that I did not close in profit, okay? So had I done that, today would have been a fantastic day across the board. But learn from my mistakes. Learn from when Uncle makes mistakes. Uncle smoked too much weed on the weekend and forgot what to do, okay? But now I have only 20% remaining. So I'm going to run this in through Wall Street because I got the bulk of the trade out, okay? Now, I'm back to, you know, just back being to normal, okay? I want to see you guys how a trader goes through taking profitable trades, how a trader goes through taking a loss to recover. We can do this, guys. Traders can do this. Don't always think if you take 1 loss, 2 losses, it's the end of the world. Continue to stay disciplined. Why did I continue to sell with this? Because that was the second top. I saw at 9 a.m. They spiked it and it was like a false breakout. See right up there? Okay. I told you guys I was going to continue to buy if the buyers closed it above here, would have retested this and gone back up. I would have traded, continue with the trend. But I saw that false breakout again. That candle closed. As soon as that volume closed below, I flipped that green box to red. Right there it came in. I told you guys. I'm selling. My stop loss was right there, very tight. When you see where my stop loss was, I was not up here. I told you 50% of this 9 a.m. candle, okay? And continue to push down with it. And when it comes down to a target, I'm not being that greedy. After a 350, 400 pip move, I'm taking the bulk of my trade out, okay? If you want to close it out prior to Wall Street, that's up to you. But all I have left is 20%. If it comes all the way back up blue to where I entered, my 20% is out at break even, but I took the majority, the bulk of that trade. However, if I continue to hold my runner and it breaks through here, who knows? Maybe I get a 500 pip runner and continue to go down. Then I'm going to make some extra profit. But as long as my risk is controlled, that's number 1 thing in trading is controlling your risk. How the hell do I move this price target? Okay, guys, and then we're going to transition and watch NASDAQ and Dow Jones during Wall Street market open too. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. But guys, if you learned something today through the wins, through the losses, through not taking profit, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. You can learn with us, you can win with us, you can lose with me, you can whatever. This is all live, so There's nothing I can go back and say, I didn't do this, I did this, I did that. I told you guys, in those first 2 trades, I screwed up. I didn't take out profit or go to a break even. Why? Because I got greedy. Greed took over, right? But now this trade was managed. This trade was entirely to erase those earlier losses. And this trade did what it had to do. The plan of this trade, for me, not for you guys, for me was to erase my earlier losses. Now I've done that. So I'm back to parity. I'm back to break even. If the runner can continue to move, I'm in the money. And then this can take my psychology, my emotions, trading into Wall Street, if I'm going to continue to trade. Or today it's going to be Nicholas like you. It's a break-even day. And then I got to walk away. And it's a break-even day. You know what I mean? Guys, that's the truth about trading, right? Not every trader is just going to boom, 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 win, 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 right? We took a sell signal and it dropped 160 pips and I didn't do anything. Some of you guys did. Maybe I'm the only one at a loss today. Maybe you guys did something, right? I hope that you guys do something. You manage your own risk, right? I'm managing my own risk. Now here we go. Here's the start of Wall Street. It's a bearish ignited candle. Sorry, I can't even get rid of this price tag here because if I do, it gets rid of the blue box. I just want to let you guys know I'm still in the trade. Now, our next big low is to fill this wick down here. Okay, that was that sell candle I was in, where I was looking to come down in a green box and then it turned up on me. Okay, so now we could be retracing back down. Let's see what Wall Street is doing. Okay, so Wall Street now is pushing back down to here. This could be just that double bottom right here, but remember this Wall Street volume, it might come deeper with deeper volume and then we trade into this zone right here. Okay, and same with Dow. We're watching this, okay? I'm waiting for the first 5-minute candle to close on Wall Street anyways, okay? So I can flip-flop waiting for this. Guys, now we just penetrated the yellow line, okay? That was full target, but I have 20% remaining. But if I wanted to close out the trade, it reached target. Yellow line to yellow line. That's reading the tape, right? Trading from tape to tape. But I'm got a runner and I'm looking to get rewarded for a bigger move. So what we got to do is close with that black volume below the yellow line, make the yellow line resistance in order to continue push further down. But we are getting a solid retracement of buyers now stepping back into the market after that substantial pullback, right? But if we can continue to push this thing down, continue offering, bidding low, we could maybe continue to come down lower. Okay, that's what runners are for. Unless you want to continue to hold your trade, you got to stomach pullbacks and all of that. Okay, so right now NASDAQ is still just trading inside here. Just extend our zones into the future. We're still in this bull flag, maybe a double bottom coming back up. Maybe we low volume, okay? This is not like a normal market open. We get huge volume. Maybe Donald Trump already shaked up the market. Sorry, guys, there's this price tag that maybe you can't see the bodies of the candles, but I can't get rid of that right now. I don't know how. I can't even click on it. We stream every day. Yeah. If you go to our website, stocksnipertrading.com, there's a live weekly schedule. I'm trading, Dave is trading, and also the Discord trades as well. Okay, so we got kind of like this bullish spin top candle holding support here. Yes, it could technically come back up, but we do have some resistance. So I was talking to Patrick on the call. So Patrick, see the EMA, how you can use it as confluence? See when we closed below, when it came back up, see how it retested that EMA like a resistance? Like a trend line, basically, and continue push down. We came back up. Now it's diverging away from the 9 EMA, pushing down. This bullish candle came up, lower high. We're diverging away from that. So that's what we want to do as sellers. We want to diverge away, create lower highs, diverge away from this 9 EMA, and close below with the black volume, below critical points of interest, so that we can get bigger sellers coming in the market. Right now, we got the bigger buyers stepping in at this supporting level. So this is where sometimes it's good to close a sell where the buyers are, which I did, And then now I just got 20% running to see if we can continue. But it's also getting greedy on my runner to expect more and more and more. Okay. But that's what runners are for. That's why I keep 20% if it continues to go. But the bulk of the trade, please guys, learn how to close out the bulk of the trade, especially on a 400 pip move. Okay. Like, that's massive. Okay. And if you took some hits earlier, that's a good way to recover. Now we got this big bullish candle coming right back up. So again, the red line is resistance. Okay. And now if we close above it, could be support in order to continue to go up. But you see now how it's still holding resistance. Okay. Now the volume is consolidating in between here. We're barcoding. Black, blue, next bar could be black coming back down. If it close above here, blue coming back up, then it would be filling this wick and this wick. And then it could come to my entry or to the bigger red zone. However, I'm looking for those rejections to continue. I got offers, continue push down. 20 seconds go into the close of the candle. There's the push down. So now we opened, we've retested. Now we can push down. Hopefully we close below there and continue push down. Otherwise, we're in this zone where it's just trading sideways. Red to yellow, we're in this flag here. And we know buyers and sellers are fighting, jockeying for this position right here. US30 and NASDAQ, okay. So first 5-minute candle closed. Still holding NASDAQ here, not much volume. US30 is moving down. I'm still waiting to see what will happen here. Okay, still being patient on indices. Gold coming right back up. Okay, so now I'm in that sell with that 20% remaining. So I got to continue to see lower highs. The blue, I know what the blue wants to do. It wants to fill that wick and fill that wick. So if we can continue to hold this down, the seller's got to continue doing their job. Okay, so this is the bounce back right at there. Remember when I said to the buyers, if you're looking to buy, you could look at this yellow line, right? If you bought here, you had a wick and a wick, you're in the money, right? Okay, I'm just with my runner continuing to look to push down, but I'm still respecting this yellow line where the buyers are, and you can clearly see where the buyers are stepping in. Okay, that's why a top-down analysis is so important, guys. I can't stress the importance of a top-down, right? Why do I do it every single day on every single security before I even... Donald Trump's candle was very bullish, and I still said, guys, I have to do my top-down analysis because that top-down I know is going to help me for the rest of the day trading, not just that big bullish candle. Like if I just was trading off of this, I have no points of interest, like nothing. I'm just trading off of that candle. So please, guys, have your daily top-down analysis and understand the importance of why it's critical to do that. Can I hide the blue box and get rid of that price tag? I know that price tag was annoying. It was annoying me too. Yes, sorry. Okay, that's better. Christoph, I'm just reading your question here. I understand the resistance, 50% of one candle, okay? However, when do you move the resistance to another candle, meaning time has moved on the other candle? Just by candle, right? But emphasis on the structural candles. So you see how quickly I did it on, you know, where that one was like that? And then even this one, see that black candle? Like even that one, I just said quickly. I'm just cutting it in half just to see if we can continue to carry the momentum. So when it came in, it originally got rejected, but didn't break that low. Then it came back up, then it got rejected, then came down. And then you see how it was resistance right there. But that's not normally a candle I would traditionally do it on. It's these ones, this big bearish one, you know, directly when we cut it in half, that was that perfect rejection we got and continue to push down. But look for, if you're in a trade, like even if you were in a buy, so for buyers, if you bought off this yellow line and you're in the money, right? I would cut that in half. So see when it came down, it's still above that, has not retested that. So now it's doing its job. It filled that wick and filled that wick. Now when it comes down and closes, let's say it closes like this, I would just bring that yellow line to represent half of it. Then the next bar, if it comes back down and retests this and holds it, I know it's still holding that support. However, if the sellers get below there, then that could act as a resistance to continue to push down. So basically, I'm cutting almost every single candle as long as there's volume. With these little ones, it's very hard to do that. So you need bigger base, volume-based candles, and it's easy. It's kind of like a trailing stop loss, what you're doing, but you're trailing the point of control of that volume, okay? So you see right there, we see that higher high breakout, but the buyers failed to get it up to the point of interest where, I entered. So sellers are still there and they're rejecting this back down, okay? But it's still got blue volume, but still they're rejecting it down. So now we got to follow it into the close and we could get another black leg candle coming down. And if we close below here, that could be that next bearish leg pushing back down, right? So that's a good rejection. I'm still holding my sell, the 20%, but I see that the buyers are strong. Okay, so this is that retracement coming up on the buys. Okay, if you just bought that yellow line and came through there, you're up 200 pips, go to break even, you're breaking there 300 pips, and it came up 350, right? And you could pip and dip out of that and continue to wait. That's why I love scalping volume. I don't like holding trades forever. I like getting in and out, in and out. Think about if I got in and out today with my 2 earlier trades, I would be eating a lot of pancakes today. But that's different style traders for everyone. I try on these calls to hold trades as long as possible with you guys because I know not everyone's looking for 50 or 100 pips these days. Everyone's looking for 500 pip moves. But I'm looking for a 500 pip move on my sell. But you see, I just had to encounter all of that pullback, right? It's not easy, guys, okay? That's why you have to have specific trading rules. Everyone is different. My rules are different than your rules. Dave's trading rules are different than yours. Everybody, your trading rules, Nicholas, are different than mine. Christoph, Patrick, your rules are different than mine. But figure out what rules work for you. You guys on YouTube, you guys have different rules as well. John, Loris, Aman, you guys have different rules as well, okay? You guys have to have your own specific rules that match your style of trading. Not everyone wants to trade my style. I understand that. It's not easy. It's stressful. I trade these 1-minute candles, okay? Like, look at the 1-minute candles, how they come down, they bounce off a zone, and they're coming right back up. Same thing with the 1-minute candles. Same shit. If I was in a buy, see a bullish engulfing candle, cutting it in half, still above, cut that one in half, still driving. Eventually, it could come down, but I've locked in that profit right there, right? When volume is cooperating. Okay, the markets got shook today with Trump, okay? It happens, right? You got to learn how to trade like that, okay? So NASDAQ, again, it's trading right back up to the yellow daily point of interest, coming back down. So we're in a flag. I'm waiting for something bigger on NASDAQ and US30. Gold is interesting, coming right back up. Guys, that's my break even. There it is. So my break even 20% got tapped out. There it is. I'm trying to hold longer, but you see how it cannot break this yellow daily point of interest. Very strong daily, and that's where the buyers were, okay? So look, guys, we sold from here, from the yellow line to the yellow line. And if you don't do anything, look at the buyers are picking up that yellow line and bringing it right back up to this yellow line. Then this yellow line could bring it right back down. And then we're, again, in a pattern where it came up, back down, support, coming back up, could be double top, and could potentially come back down. So today, if we close below this yellow line, we close below, it could come up, be the resistance to take us right back down to this green box, right? That's how I trade, guys, I can be, if it closes back above here, then I know it's producing a higher low. It could come back up, close back above here, green zone, buyers are back, strong, filling those, and then we're trading up to this yellow line, 4,500. We already marked it with our daily top-down analysis, okay? But there it is, guys. If you get greedy of a 400 pip move, which I just did on my runner, why didn't I close my entire trade there? That's why I leave runners. And runners also teach me lessons. Saying, Ron, what the hell are you doing? It went from yellow to yellow. That's your rules. But that's why I leave 10 or 20% runner for those situations. That runner doesn't really affect my psychology. Okay, if it continue to go, that's great. But I know now, imagine me being in that entire trade, up 400 pips with my entire trade and wanting more of my entire trade. And then it pulls all the way back up to there. And then I get tapped out with my entire form. That is psychologically demoralizing. That will affect the way how I take my next trade. I'm probably going to get pissed off. Think about that. And then revenge trade, do something stupid, not maybe that, then I sell that candle and now it's coming back. Just stupidity. That's why you want to trade to a plan, especially with this market volatility is crazy. Okay. You have to have some sort of plan. Doris, you're an amateur. You don't have a strategy. You have to have a strategy. Okay. One that's unique to you and that you can follow on a daily basis. Okay. I find that this strategy is very easy for me. Daily top-down analysis takes 5 minutes to do. Adding alerts at these specific areas, easy to do. And following the volume, waiting patiently to see if it closes above or it's a fake out. And have rules about taking profits as well. Okay. And now it came back in there, blue, 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 rejected at the yellow line. So guys, buyers, you know, when you were coming up 400 pips, you came up to the yellow line. And if you failed to do something up there, those bigger sellers are there. Do you guys understand what I mean by this? This is called, believe it or not, it's a dinosaur way of trading. I've been in these markets since I was a kid, 16 years old, and I've learned how to do tape to tape trading, right? Guys, we moved from the yellow line down to the yellow line. From the yellow line back up to the yellow line. Okay? And as buyers, if you don't do anything, same situation. It can push you down 400 pips. And then you're going to be left shaking your head wondering what the hell is happening. Okay? That's where you could have closed out 80% and left 20% running. If it continues to go up, your runner is running. However, you have to respect this location. Okay? You have to. Why? Not because I want to, because this is a daily point of interest. This is not a 5-minute resistance. This is a daily point of interest. This is just how the 5-minute volume is trading at this location, right? These are bigger buyers. These are bigger sellers. Right now we're trading in between, okay? So now it's like flagging, or it could come back up, but you see volatility zone. Sorry guys, I'm just sitting on gold on this entire call, but NASDAQ is just barcoding, blue, black, blue, below this yellow line, daily point of interest for NASDAQ. US30 came right up to that daily point of interest, psychological number 46475, and push right back down, still holding here. So I either have to watch for blue volume to close above here, to retest this, to continue fill this, and drive up to the red box, highest point of day, or we're going to get sell side volume, continue push. But I'm watching this green box here, because we have not came in here. That's that yellow line right there. So if I'm waiting to buy Dow, I got to wait for inside here, okay? Got to be patient. The volume may eventually come down there. I don't want to trade this shit right here. I don't want to trade this shit on NASDAQ either. Like gold is actually moving. Gold is doing something. Nicholas, you caught 100 pips on the buy and you got out, but you're pissed off about how you blew all your profit. Okay, it's a lesson. We all blow our profits, okay? Now, instead of just getting pissed off, which we all do, 99.9% of us just get pissed off. What's that going to do to correct the situation you're in right now? Nothing. It's just going to make you pissed off, and then it's going to cause you to lose more. So don't get pissed off right now. This is a lesson, okay? Because tomorrow you're going to go in profit, and the next day you might go in profit. So set some rules right now, some profit rules. And that's it. Set a rule, bro. That's it, Nick. Like, what else do you want me to tell you? Don't get pissed off. The money is gone now. You blew it, okay? Same with me. Sometimes you blow your profit. There's nothing we can do. It's gone, okay? All you can do is if you sit and get pissed off, what are you going to do? The money's gone. We can't get it back. Think now. Collect your thoughts calmly. And tomorrow when you're trading, or later today or next week, when you go into profits, have some rules. Did you reach your daily goal today where you could have stopped trading and you could have been done trading the markets? Possibly. learn how to walk away, have daily trading rules, guys. You got to treat this as a job, guys, not as a casino, okay? Treat it as if this is your job. You go to work every day to make money. You make your money and then you go home. Treat trading the same. You come to trade to make your daily goal, realistic daily goal. I just did an entire psychology mindset webinar on setting realistic expectations in trading. Not everyone is going to get 30%, 20% per day. We can get 0.5%, 1%, no problem. When you hit that, you get out of the markets. You clock in, clock out. Donald Trump is speaking right now, guys. Okay, so markets are going to get volatile. Look at Trump right now, 9:45. We'll see where talks lead. We have the strong talks. Iran needs better public relations people. We have major points of agreement. If they carry through, we will end conflict. Discussions on Sunday into evening. They want to make a deal. We want to make a deal too. Iran would like to make a deal. We would need to make a deal. He's repeating the same shit. We will talk today, probably by phone. Hope to meet soon. I hope to settle this. Talk to top leadership. The U.S. talked to the Iranian top respected leader. Have not heard from Ayatollah's son, the supreme leader. We are looking for no nuclear weapons, peace in the Middle East. This is Donald Trump. Donald Trump talks, markets move, okay? So when he's talking, if I'm not in a trade, I'm on the sidelines. I'm watching my levels. I'm watching my zones. Jay, thank you, bro. I hope these tips, guys, are helping these like psychology. Nicholas, I'm not trying to, single you out, but bro, I'm trying to help you. I don't want to see you go through this because you're going to have many, many profitable days here at SST, bro. But it's the start of learning. Believe me, I went through years, Nick, of being profitable and pissing it away and losing. Not break evens. Like today, thankfully, you have break even, right? That's a good. Same with me. I'm at break even. But think about not even being at break even, then we give back and then we lose our money. And then we got to take that into tomorrow, trading pissed off, trading at a loss, continue. And then we got 2 days of what the hell did we just do? Then a week and a month of doing this. Okay. So just take it day by day. Like how I trade, candle by candle. Take it candle by candle. Every single candle is a learning process. Every single day are not always going to be winning days. Learn from them. Learn from your losing days. Like today, guys, I'm honestly following my lesson. I started the call. I screwed up. I was in 2 profitable trades. I wanted bigger. They ended up hitting my stop loss. Then I took my third and final trade today. I told you guys, my third and final trade. 3 strikes in a baseball game. That sell on gold got me back to break even today. So now, Nick, I'm at a break even, okay? Where it could have been a losing day. I'm not trading anymore. I'm done. After this call, that's it. I'm done. Like, I'm going to take this day to reflect on what I did wrong. I know exactly what I did wrong. When I went in profit, the first trade I understand was very fast. It went to 60 pips real quickly and then just came right back down. So the first trade was very fast. The second trade, however, we took off the signal. It ran 160 pips. That was an easy trade to go to break even and scale out 80%. I failed to do it because I was looking for a bigger move from my earlier first trade, right? You see how trading is like a chain of reactions? One loss can lead to the way how you take your second trade. That's why you got to have that proper mindset to learn quickly from your previous trade and adapt. I did not adapt. Then my third and final trade, guys, I'm breaking it down, my psychology. I said, guys, I have my third strike today. I'm either going to take 3 strikes in a baseball game and I'm done. And then it's a losing day. It's a big L for me. Then I got to come back stronger tomorrow. I said that to you. But when I got into the sell, it came down to there. I told you my target was right here and here. The bulk of the trade came 80% out. That recovered my earlier losses. I left 20% running to continue to break down. The 20% runner, there's a lesson. Came right back up and clocked me out there. Okay. But I'm break even now. So now I'm not fasting anymore. It's time to go eat some breakfast, have a coffee. I'm not trading. Okay. Maybe if there's a specific setup with an alert later today and it's a solid high probable setup, I may look to trade it. If not, it's a scratch. Okay, it happens in trading, guys. Now look at gold building its way back up. Again, could continue trade above here, close, and continue moving. Okay, that's a higher low. Okay, we got that sell. We counter traded, but we counter traded with rules down to a level. Okay, I know a lot happened on this call, but there's a lot of key learning points that you can learn from a lot of my mistakes, and you can also learn from a lot of things we did good on this call. Okay, each of these calls is learning. Iran is speaking right now. Yeah, okay. It's going to be a volatile day. Trump is speaking, Iran is speaking, everyone is talking. It's not every day is a winning day. Yes, welcome to the world of trading. Any trader that says he wins every single day is lying to you. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. There's no trader that's winning every single day. Think about it, guys. Institutional banks don't win every single day. So there's no way you and I, a retail trader, are winning every single day. You might have a winning, like a consecutive streak. Yes, I've seen traders hit 10 trades in a row, 100 trades in a row. It happens, but there's also losses in between. Nope, Forex Borix wins every day. Okay, then he's the rare breed. But I'm sure Borix takes some losses here and there. Otherwise, then Borix is a rare breed. But he trades off of levels and does his top-down analysis, uses his fibs, waits for retracements, proper setups, and uses risk management and trades. And he is profitable over time, okay? Everyone's going to be there, but you got to take losses to learn, okay? Unless you're a person that just, you started trading today and everything has been win, 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 win. Then you haven't encountered any losses. So there's nothing for you to learn. You're doing everything exceptional. You're doing everything. However, ask 99.9% of traders on this call, including myself, including everyone on YouTube, including you guys in Zoom. You've encountered a loss. I can guarantee you encountered a loss last week, and it's hopefully you learned from it, okay? But there is rare breed, okay? Maybe someone is 100%. I went 100% on a prop firm, MFF days, 46 of 46 scalping for an average of 9 pips with that $300,000 account. They were all big lots. I was scheduled to get a $20,000 payout from that day of trading, 46 of 46 for those average 9 pip scalps where they were about $500 a scalp. 46 of 46. Like, that's ridiculous trading. In one day, I milked that prop firm, and then that's when they shut down and never paid me. That's when I never, ever got involved in another prop firm since those days again. I said, this is bullshit. They're going to put all these rules. They said I was too consistent. They said there's no way someone can scalp 46 of 46. They didn't even believe me. So they put restrictions against me. They said no way a retail trader can get 46 of 46, and they denied my payout and they shut down. Hopefully I get it at some point in time, but since then I lost all respect for prop firms and I'm trading my own money since then. But guys, we're going into 10 a.m. and today was honestly a learning class for me. I'm adjusting to this volume as well. These are bigger moves. Like, guys, I'm being honest with you. You guys know, look back at videos a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I trade for 30 to 50 pips. Pip and dip, literally pip and dip. Now we're getting 400 pip moves and 160 pip moves, and I'm not even pipping and dipping because I'm getting accustomed to this volume and I'm getting greedy. But, you know, I just want you guys to learn that we make mistakes and we can correct them, okay? See that? Now we had that breakout, impulse, came back down, closed below, red zone. So we could be flagging in here or get another selling leg down. If this volume continues to come back up and close above here, then we could be going into buys and breaking back up to 4,500, okay? And we're going into 10 a.m. right now. Trump is nonstop talking. Iran is talking. Markets are crazy right now. Who knows what the hell is going to happen later today? But if you're going to continue trading, guys, just please continue proper risk management, rules, trade to a plan. Some days are winning days, some days are losing days. All losing days, all losing trades are lessons. Some days are break-even days, okay? Understand that, okay? I'm at a break-even day. I know I didn't win today, I didn't lose today, but I recovered my losses. So I look at that as a positive. I look at that as a win, okay? I've trained my mind and my brain to think differently than most traders. I could have been in loss for the day. I recovered it. So I look at my recovery as a winning day. I don't always have to be a profitable day to be a W. Recovering your losses is a win in itself. And then hopefully tomorrow, I can take that into trading tomorrow, and then it can be a profitable day tomorrow. But now I'm no longer at a loss of capital. So I'm happy personally. I don't know about you guys, but I am. Okay, so guys, if you can join our free Telegram channel, it's pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. All of our coming up sessions are here for you guys. Oh, there's this blog. Before we go, I just want to read this blog for you guys. This helps today's session, please. If you got 2 minutes, please listen to this. The growth mindset, okay? So the concept of growth mindset, okay? We have a fixed and a growth mindset. I, for years, when I started trading, had a fixed mindset. And I've learned over the years to turn my mindset into growth. Some of you guys will say, Ron, you're full of shit, but I'm telling you the honest God truth. I really study psychology. My minor in university, while I did finance and economics at university, I minored in psychology because I always considered psychology to be how a trader thinks. I always listened to Mark Douglas in my early years, and he was all about psychology. He was the godfather of psychology. So I said, while I'm in university, instead of taking my minor in kinesiology or sports and shit like that, I said, why don't I learn about the brain? So I really, guys, I'm fascinated about how the brain works and how it works in trading. So listen to this, okay? The concept of growth mindset, coined by a psychologist, I'm not a psychologist, Carol Dweck over here, refers to the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication. We're all dedicated here as traders. We're here every single day. We put effort in. A lot of us put a shit ton of effort in trading, and we put time and effort into learning, okay? In contrast, a fixed mindset believes that abilities are static and unchangeable, fixed, okay? So now we have a growth versus a fixed mindset in trading. So you guys tell me what your mindset is right now. A fixed mindset is performance oriented. Traders with a fixed mindset focus on proving their intelligence or skill. They might avoid challenges to not reveal weaknesses, okay? They blame external factors. I used to be this guy, always blaming external factors. When I take a loss, it wasn't me. When I traded on impulse, it wasn't me. It was the broker. It was Donald Trump talking. It was this. It was that. I was making up excuses for my own personal factors. So losses are often attributed to external factors. Market manipulation. How many times do we say the market manipulated without any self-reflection? The market is going to manipulate up, down, sideways every single day. You and I are the one who can either trade on impulse, trade the manipulation, or wait for closures of candles, look for clues, things like that. Like how I took the third sell. That was where I waited. I didn't react impulsively. I traded with a really tight stop loss. I really trusted what was going on. So, but before I was not this guy. Okay, now I've turned into this guy. I attribute everything to myself. I don't blame shit on the markets anymore. It's up to me to learn what the market is doing. If there is market manipulation, a sweep of the lows, a fake out, I have to pick up on what the market is doing because the market's going to do that regardless when you're in a trade or not in a trade. The market's moving right now. The market's moving as I'm talking right now. And some of you guys are saying, Ron, look, gold's moving, Nasdaq's moving. I don't give a shit how much it moves because when I learned this, I controlled my wins for the rest of my life, my losses. Listen, guys, this is really important, guys. If you guys don't understand that psychology is everything in trading, I don't know what else to tell you. I can teach you a candlestick in one class. I can give you everything in what I've learned in 20 years in one class, 2 years, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about a wick, a body, points of control, shit like that. That we can learn. But this, I can't teach you this. This you have to learn on your own. Nick, you got to learn this on your own, bro. Newt, you got to learn this on your own. It took me years to learn this on my own, but thankfully I learned it. So I don't know where everyone's at. Blaming external factors. Avoidance of feedback. So, Nick, this is where I was talking to you, and I said, Nick, I apologize. I'm not picking on you, but I'm trying to help. Guys, I was this person too. I didn't accept criticism, critique. I always was stubborn. So when someone was trying to tell me, Ron, you screwed up here, I was taking it as they were attacking me. And I started to think, okay, this guy's got more experience. This guy's been doing this for more years than me. Maybe I should shut up and listen to what he's saying while he's critiquing me. He's not doing it to attack me, but he's doing it to help and educate me. So if you have that closed mind, that fixed mindset, you got to accept criticism is seen as a personal attack. We're not trying to attack you. If you blow up your account on this call and I say you were trading with stupid risk management, you were. Okay, if you blow your entire account with one trade, what do you want me to tell you? Say you did fantastic trading, let's blow up accounts every single day? Like, I'm just telling you, I'm calling it out as it is. Facts are facts, okay? It's not bullshit. So accept, this took me years to learn. Take personal criticism not as attacks, that's an opportunity for improvement, okay? I've been where most of you guys are, and believe me, you can get through it, okay? And then another fixed mindset is fear of failure. Losses are perceived as failures. I took 2 L's today, okay? I can perceive myself as a failure in front of live audience. I think there was 500 viewers when I took my 2 L's today. And then a lot of you guys said, oh, he's a shitty trader, subbed off the channel, and then failed to see how I recovered my 3rd trade. I don't see losses as failures. That it doesn't determine self-worth, leading to anxiety and risk aversion. I see losses as lessons. I need to learn. I know what I fucked up on today. I screwed up on not taking profit out of those for those 2 trades, and that's why they turned into L's, okay? That's an easy fix. Tomorrow I'm gonna pip and dip. Easy fix, okay? But I gotta look at my entries. Where were my entries? I got to critique those personally to look at where I entered, okay? Now, look at the opposite with someone with a growth mindset, okay? They are learning oriented. Guys, I honestly don't care if gold is going up or down, okay? For those that are paying attention, I'm teaching you something that it doesn't matter if gold is going up or down. Believe me, after this, gold is going to go up and down. Tomorrow, gold's going to go up and down. The next day, gold's going to go up and down. But someone teaching you about growth mindset, it's up to you if you want to learn this. I know some of you guys are paying attention, so I'm going to continue doing this because this is where 99% of you guys need to get at. Fuck gold going up and down right now. Focus on this. You need to become learning oriented. Traders view trading as a skill that can be improved over time. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, not knowing what the fuck a candle was and didn't know what risk management was. Okay, I'm 44 years old now. You don't think I've improved over time? I'm telling you, for the first 5 years, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Blew $50,000. Okay, I was a young kid trading stupid. And then took me years and years and years and years and years to improve over time. So some of you guys with 1 year experience thinking you're going to become a professional trader, you're going to quit your day job, and you're going to have a Lamborghini tomorrow, you're going to be for a big awaken in the markets, okay? Trying to just tell you facts. So these traders with a learning-oriented mind that have learned over time, improved, they embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, okay? Internal reflection. How many of you guys internally reflect on yourself? Losses prompt self-analysis. I took 2 losses today. They prompted a self-analysis. So I told you guys I had 1 final trade today, my 3rd strike. Win, loss, or break even, I was done. I was going to end the call, okay? Regardless if we're here for a 3-hour session. Those are my 3 strikes. I was a little bit overly aggressive on trading today, okay? And then I got to learn from my mistakes and improve my strategies. Seek constructive feedback. Get in a trading community. Learn from others. We were just talking about Dave, Forex Borex. They have experience. Learn from them. Open to critique. These traders actively seek feedback and view it as valuable for growth, okay? So learn from others that have experience. Get involved in a community. Talk to traders who have some experience, okay? And maybe they can teach you from their mistakes. Unless they're the 99.9%, though the 1% that took trading and have never taken a loss, okay? I hope If there's someone on there that has never taken a loss in their entire trading career, get in front of, start your YouTube channel and teach us how to do it live. Show us. And let's see if you can get win, 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 win without ever taking a loss. You should be on YouTube to show us how you do it. Or you should be working on Wall Street. If you're not that guy, you got to continue learning from your losses like me. So learning from your losses instead of fearing them. You guys see, I took 2 losses today. I was not scared. I was not fearful to take my 3rd trade. I still had confidence what I was doing. But a trader with a growth mindset experiences significant loss. Myself today. Instead of attributing the loss solely to bad luck, I didn't attribute it to bad luck. I attributed it to bad risk management today. One of the trades will drop to 160 pips in profit. Bad trading was not bad luck. I didn't move my stop loss to break even. I didn't have a trailing stop loss in profit. I didn't secure 80%. That's not bad luck. That's me being stupid, right? That's me now critiquing myself. So I conduct a thorough review of their trades. I do it live. Some of you guys don't do, like, you write your journal and you review it, okay? I have to analyze and review my trades live with you guys while it happens. Some go into profit, some are break evens. I'm trying to educate. I know some of you guys are over leveraged. All of these things are going through my mind constantly. So this includes analyzing decisions, emotions at the time, the market conditions. Again, it was very volatile. This is when Donald Trump was speaking. Market conditions were very volatile. I'm not attributing that to my losses and blaming Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to talk all day. Look, he's still talking. The market is going to move. It's up to me to wait for good, solid setups, figure out points of control. Remember that big blue candle that just broke out? I said, cut it in half and let's wait. And then it came right back in there eventually and was a buy out of there, okay? Donald Trump is going to talk. Markets are going to move. There's going to be high impact news, but we don't have to blame the markets for the news. They're scheduled. Go through your Forex factory. Each day has scheduled news. Schedule your trading around that news, right? Higher impact days, lower your risk. Lower impact days, today was no news. Sorry, why the hell am I on this? There was no news, but Donald Trump affected the markets, okay? Iran is in a war right now, okay? So, fixed mindset versus growth. Fixed mindset, avoid challenges. I never avoid a challenge. You guys can challenge me with anything you want in life. I don't give a shit what it is. I love challenges. Refuse to receive criticism or feedback. Hopefully you guys are open to criticism or feedback. I am. You guys critique me all day. I don't care. It's good. I learn. Focus on proving yourself. I'm not here to prove myself to you guys. I told you guys, I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to help educate this on psychology and trading, to help you guys get through this difficult process in trading. I'm not feel threatened by others' success. I want you guys to be successful. That's how I look at it. I want you guys to be more successful than me. That's how, guys, I've been trading. I can be done right now and go live my life. I want to see you guys be successful. I want to see you guys change your life. I'm not threatened by you guys. I love when you guys are successful. I get proud from you guys, okay? Can't accept failures or mistakes. Stay shy away from unfamiliar things. Believe that talent is static. Now, look at someone with a growth mindset, how they look. View challenges as opportunities. They embrace constructive feedback. They focus on the process, not the end result. They be inspired by other success. I love seeing successful traders. I love that. I aspire to be like them. They are like a role model, so I want to follow them. Learn and grow from failures. Always step out of the comfort zone. Believe that talent is ever improving. Finally, some tips for cultivating this growth mindset in trading. What can help you? Embrace challenges. Today was a challenging session. We need to embrace it. We need to learn from it. View each trading challenge as a chance to learn and grow. Okay, I need to learn and grow from my trades today. Analyze both successes and losses for insights. So you see, I'm focusing on my losses, but I'm also focusing on my third successful trade. You got to analyze all together, and altogether, it's a break even. No win, no loss, but I got to learn from my losses earlier today, and I got to embrace my successful trade and learn from those. Set learning goals, guys. Focus on acquiring new skills and knowledge rather than immediate profits. Okay, if you're new to trading, forget about profit right now. Profit will come down the road. You need to learn what a bullish candle is, what a fake out is, what a wick is, what is a point of control, what is a supporting area, what is COMEX, what is all this. Like, when you don't know this, who gives a shit about profit right now? You need to learn the market you're trading and the terminology. Okay, so study your chart patterns and risk management techniques. Reflect regularly. There's still a lot of you guys that do not journal. If you don't do it, it's not my business. But I'm telling you, how do you even reflect on your trades that you're taking if you don't journal anything? You can't remember. If I asked you last Wednesday, can you remember all the trades you took last Wednesday? How do you remember if you don't journal anything? Okay. If you had a proper journal, you could go back, look at Wednesday's date. It shows 4 trades. There was a buy, sell, one hit profit, one was in hit stop loss, what setup, what emotions were you trading? Was there news? All of that. You can go back and reflect that. So reflect regularly, either at the end of the trading day, during the session, or on weekends. Maintain a trading journal to document your trades, thoughts, and emotions. Okay. And review it regularly. You will learn everything about yourself. Okay. And this is how you improve. And if you're not doing this and you're unsuccessful, start journaling. It's not that complicated. Okay. Feedback and mentoring. Okay. Go to a community, trading community, go and learn from others. Okay. Seek feedback from more experienced traders or mentors. Participate in forums, Reddits, Discords, or groups where constructive criticism is encouraged. We encourage this at SST. You can join us. We have a healthy community here. A lot of great traders, a lot of traders that are learning from others here. Okay, it's not just myself and Dave. There's, like we said, Forex Borex. He's a big role model to us. He's 100% trader, literally. Like, this man just spits out pips in the markets. Okay, and we all can learn from him. Okay, mindfulness and emotional regulation. Practice mindfulness or stress reduction techniques, okay? Trading is very stressful and creates anxiety, believe me, okay? So you got to always remain calm and objective mindset during trading. If you're trading with the proper risk management, I promise you, if you go in drawdown, you will not be panicking. Okay, you will not cause anxiety. If you go and draw down, you're still watching the highs and lows of the candles where they're closing. You can move your stop losses. You can adjust your risk management. But when you take a trade right off the bat, over leveraged, and you encounter drawdown, you're gonna panic. Okay, and you're gonna make silly mistakes because you're panicking, and then you're gonna lose a lot of money. Okay, so how to control emotions is lower your risk management, especially if you're a beginner trader and you're learning, okay? Number 6, celebrate effort, not just results. Reward yourself for consistent application of strategies and learning efforts, even if they don't result in immediate gains. So Nicholas, again, sorry, bro, I'm picking on you, but you had some ups and downs today, okay? So you weren't rewarded financially from the markets, but you got to celebrate your effort today that you said you followed some sort of structure. You followed some sort of rules today. If you can do that, you got to celebrate that. Like me, I didn't win, I didn't lose today. It ended up being a break-even day. I'm going to celebrate that, a break-even day. I'm not celebrating my results today because it could have been a really, really bad day for me and took a third loss, right? So I'm thankful that I hit break-even today. I got out of that mess that I created for myself earlier this morning. So I'm going to celebrate that, right? Just because I didn't make money today, okay, there was no financial reward, but I'm still going to celebrate how I came out of that drawdown and got myself to break even. Okay, you got to constantly give yourself good positive feedback as a trader. You know, you can do this in your own mind. I know it sounds stupid, me saying this, that I feel I want to celebrate this, but I'm just saying, guys, if you understand, if you come out of drawdown and you go back and you recover your losses, that's a good day in trading. It's awesome if you can do that. Okay, you got to look at that as a reward, like you won in the markets. Okay, because it could have been worse. Okay, so by adopting a growth mindset, traders can transform losses into valuable lessons and continually enhance their trading capabilities. Okay, master your psychology and mindset, and you will learn how to master trading. As cliche as that sounds, as dumb as that sounds, when you master your mindset in trading, you will master trading. That's it. Why do you think 95% of retail traders fail? Is because they have no growth mindset. They have this fixed mindset. Okay, so please, guys, I hope you guys transition from a fixed mindset into this growth mindset, and you will see how your trading will completely change. Okay, so gold, did it break above this, close above? Yes. What did I say? Did I say earlier, if it closes above here, we could look for buys, filling that wick up to the yellow line, okay?
just waiting patiently, okay? What is NASDAQ and US30 doing? They're creeping their way back up to the highest point of the day or the red box. We could see something. What you're watching for up here is, are we going to get a break, close, retest, and NASDAQ is continuing drive? Is it going to be like a false breakout, liquidity grab, come back down, close? Then we have a selling leg coming down. Is it going to trade right in the red box and just get in there, double top and drop? All of these things. It's hard to say because the market is still moving and we're not there yet, okay? So that's where your levels are. That's what you got to watch for. Your patterns that you recognize. That's a pattern I recognize, okay? You know, when I said if it comes in that was a red zone, right? It came in there, impulsively broke out, closed right above the green zone. Right there, you could have made it green, and then the next candle came up, could not break, came back down, held, closed inside. Next candle came back down. Equal lows at that yellow line, and Patrick, we were talking about the 9 EMA, holding, came back up and closed. So now you got spin top candles, bull flag, open, retest. Sometimes that's all I need to continue to buy. I'm going to show you guys like how I do this. When it comes back up, I take my buy, my stop loss, very tight stop loss, like this, Patrick. We can place our stop loss below the yellow line, right below there. That's a tight stop loss. However, if we open it, maybe we want to be below that low in this red line, right? That's opening it. And then the goal is to fill that wick. When it's filling the wick, this is a way how to control, I'm talking scalpers, when it moves up there, in this situation, it's 150 pips. That's when you take your stop loss now, you can reduce it right there, you can go to a break even. And now look at what it's doing. It's backfilling that wick and could target that next daily point of interest. Now with a move like that, up 300 pips, this is where you could literally scale out 80% of this and stay at a break even. Or if you want to continue to watch this looks like it's closing right now. If it closes above these bodies, it's a structural candle with a lot of volume. First thing I would do is get my fib, open, close, cut it in half, okay? Because if we get pulled back, we want to see if it will hold that point of control, and then make your green zone, okay? And now you see the next bar, look at how it opened. It opened bullish, okay? Did not advance above the wick, so now it's black coming down. So we'll see, will it be a shallow pullback? Will it hold at the 50%? Will it hold in here? So that's a shallow pullback. So it's coming right back up. So naturally, if it turns back up blue, will continue to try and fill its wick, do its job, and get up to that yellow line. What do we have above the yellow line? Our daily high. But see the yellow and the purple line? Look backwards, and then you can see the last time the 5-minute volume was trading yellow, purple line. I can see when it hit the highest point of the day, it was 625. That's when the daily candle opens. But you see there's a shoulder right here. Right here, guys. Look, a wick, a wick, a wick, a body, a breakout wick. There's where the fake out happened at the highest point of day. And then see where the black volume closed below the red line. Red line was the resistance, 4515. It retested it, and that's where we had the big drop. So now, live, when you're looking for continuation buys, or continuation if you're holding this buy, I'm not in this, I'm just breaking it down like as if I'm learning and back testing, okay? So you see, you should at least have your point of control of this bar holding, okay? Our daily point of interest holding. Now we're going from yellow tape to yellow tape. Now it's filling that wick, could advance right up to there. You could be at 400 pips. And then that's that big red line I got from right back here, okay? Because if it cannot break above that, you can see that the daily high was a fake out, okay? So that would be your next impulse breakout above that yellow line target, that red line. And if it gets there, you need to do something. That would be a 500 pip move that could literally come all the way up there and get rejected back down to either retest the yellow line or retest this box to go back up or to sell back down, right? But guys, with these moves, you know, they're not that complicated how to get 50 pips, 100 pips, okay? And then when you get those moves, just take your stop loss and go to break even, right? And that's it, guys. You know, just trade zone to zone with some rules and continue to watch what's happening. Okay, guys? But that's it for me. Please, guys, if you learned anything on today's call, join this free Telegram, hit the likes on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You can join the team. There's promo codes available, guys, all week. It's SST Pay It Forward, and that'll get you 50% off on any plan here. And you can join the Discord and you can train with all the snipers here, guys. Guys, don't forget, we have 2 sessions today. Okay, I'm going to be back later this evening for a Tokyo session. So today we're going to have 2 sessions. Live Tokyo will be starting at 6:30 p.m. later tonight. We'll watch the daily open candle of gold, and then we'll trade it into the futures market at 8, and then we'll watch till 8:39 p.m. So if you want to join us later tonight, 6:30, we'll be back, okay? And then the rest of the week, Dave is New York, COMEX and Wall Street, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be following him with post New Yorks all week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we'll come back for Friday for this time, 7 to 10 again. And then your mindset webinar will be uploaded, creating and sticking to a trading plan, okay? And I gotta go with that webinar and stick to a plan when I'm trading here with you guys as well, okay? So thanks, guys. Have a great day. And if you're not in the buy, you can wait for it to pull back in here. However, the bigger buy would be at the daily point of interest, okay? So if it pulls back down in here, you can see it could go back up, but you see it's failing at that yellow daily line, okay? If it closes below here, that could be a red inverted zone to take us back down to here. And again, you use your principles. When it gets down there, will it start to come back up? Or when it gets down below there, maybe it's selling leg down, closes below, it's a red zone, retest this, and we're selling back down to this red line, or we're selling back down to here. And you just take it from line to line, right? And you put more heavier emphasis on your daily lines as opposed to just this red 5-minute line, which was just cutting this bar in half. So you see it came back down, it refueled itself, and now it's going to tap that yellow line exactly right at 4,500 on the dot. So if you were in buys continuing out of the bull flag, you got your fill, yellow to yellow. Now it's breaking out, and then the breakout impulse is that red line where I got from earlier trading right here. We can go and look Friday at 3 p.m. near the end of the day, power hour. Then it came back in there right at the close. There's the close of the market Friday. There was Sunday night, 6 p.m. There was that what created the highest point of the day, and then the big sell-off from there. Now we are retracing all the way back up with Trump's remarks, coming all the way back up. There's a proper retest, and I can do this all day with you guys. See how we closed with no wick above this candle, right at the yellow line. See how it came down, retested the yellow line. A little bit of volume created that yellow line to be support. No wick, pop, and it's filling right up to that red line. Okay, so that is a proper, why didn't I get into a buy? I could have got right back into the money. Just continuing with the trend, right? If you're going to sell, you see that they're pullback legs. We sold that leg, right? But look at the overall. Bullish, pullback, higher low in that zone, point of control of that candle. Guys, this is the review I do. Like I'm doing review right now. And came back up. That was that false breakout, but it did technically create a high, okay? That's that leg we sold down. And then look at the respect it got at that daily point of interest and continue to come up. Didn't get that double top I was showing you to come back down, close with some volume, and we're moving back up with the new higher high. Red line, and that's the daily high today, okay? That's how you can wait for pullbacks. If you want to continue to buy gold, you can wait right here. But again, it's better to buy down in here if it comes. It's much better if it comes down here. And wow, if it comes down here, maybe load the boat back down in here, okay? And then if you're selling, you got to understand you're selling into buyers on an uptrending day. So you're counter trading. So even if you get in a sell from below this yellow line and it comes down there, you are up 250 pips, but you're waiting right at that point of control, which has not been mitigated or transacted, whatever the hell words you guys say these days, okay? If it comes down there, you got to know you're countering. Maybe you go up 200, 250 pips. If that doesn't hold down there, then you better be taking your 300, 400 pips on a counter just like this, because if you don't, those buyers could bring you right back up. So you could ride the waves in trading. If you don't like counter trading, wait for potential buys. Just keep buying the pullbacks. That's it. It's a bullish day so far. Okay, you can buy the bullish days. Same with NASDAQ and US30. Now we're getting to the red zone. If it comes back down, this would be a nice level to buy. This is the best. Look, we have not retested this at all today. Daily point of interest, 200 EMA, green zone. That's that hourly zone. Same with US30. Have we came down into here? No, that would be a great opportunity to look for buys, but you got to wait naturally for the market to come down there. How do I wait for it? I set an alert like this, and then I go in the garage and I go for a workout. If it comes down here, I have my mobile with me. I have a laptop. I can watch it come down there, maybe wait patiently while I go make breakfast, work out. As the market comes down there, naturally we'll take it in there. I get an alert. Maybe I buy out of there. Okay. That's a way how you can get off the charts, still set your alerts for specific levels. Okay, guys. And you see that? Okay. So it came, did it tap into that red line? No, but you can use it for reference. Okay. See, it's all reference there. And then look how it came right in there. And then now it's a big black candle coming right back down. Okay. Guys, you will learn this. I promise you, you will learn this. It candle by candle, you will learn this. I promise you guys. If I learned how to read candles and do this, believe me, you guys can. But it takes, you got to stare at these things. You got to watch these things. Sometimes you got to watch them without trading. You got to learn, right? And then see to that, see why I respect that impulse breakout of that yellow line. And then when it gets that red line, I do something. Because look, it impulsively broke out, but it broke right up to that shoulder, exactly where those big sellers were earlier when the day started. You can look at the time and sales, okay? And if you don't do anything, that's how the market can come down. Now it's coming back down to retest this location or down in here. So if you were waiting to buy and you never got in, the market will retrace back down to you when it finds where the sellers are, okay? So far gold is protecting the highest point of the day with a lower high, okay? It could just come back down, refuel, get the big buyers coming back in, get those pending orders and come right back up. Or it could start to build a zone right here of sellers, okay? Just like there, the red line, yellow line, box it in and you got your zone now. Again, you can continue to wait and see if it will close above, flip this green, then you could be taking out the highest point of the day and continue driving. Or come down, back up, double top, break, all these things. See, there's a bearish ignited candle, continuing to drive down. This is a candle, it engulfed this candle. So that would be a fair candle, a proper candle to cut in half in case it retraces back up. But you see a bearish ignited new 30-minute candle. It's 10:30, continue to fill its wick and come down in here. There's that 9 EMA right at that zone. Will it capture some buyers here? Come back up. Will it close below here? And we're pushing down, okay? So guys, this is how I scalp from here to there, to there, to there. And with these moves of these candles these days, these are ridiculous candles. Just this candle alone, that's a 130 pip candle. Like it's mind-boggling watching these things right now. Compared to where they were 15 pips a 5-minute candle years ago, now we're getting 500 pip 5-minute candles. Times are changing, volume is crazy. If you're learning how to trade the markets, this is the time to learn. But if you're learning with the wrong leverage and the wrong risk, unfortunately, accounts will be blown up, okay? But guys, that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening in on that blog, okay? That's why we do these blogs for you guys, to help you stay focused with your mindset, with everything other blogs we do here as well, guys, okay? And have a great Monday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And we had the sell on NASDAQ too, guys. Sorry, there was a signal out here on the NASDAQ. Just one moment where it came out. NASDAQ to sell just before 8 a.m. below 24,312. So you see came up, came back up, lower high, kind of like an M coming down, volume close below and pushing down. So to retrace down to that 50% of that candle, okay? But guys, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Join us for the Tokyo session later tonight at 6:30 p.m., okay? Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, everyone, on Zoom and YouTube. Enjoy your day. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the likes, and we'll see you guys later tonight and tomorrow post New York. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, guys. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you, guys. Mike, Justin, Christoph, Sam, Tony. See you guys. See you guys, or not tomorrow.
Recording stopped.
And Nicholas, I didn't mean to critique or just trying to help, okay? So take it as constructive criticism. If I ever call anyone out, guys, Have a great day, guys. It's all love.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.